Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Irish Column for Sunday, the 12th of October, 2025. My name is Paul Fitzsimons. I'll be joined by Orla Donoghue now in the next few minutes, and I would say Martin and Anthony probably speak of the devil, and in she pops. Hello, Orla, how are you?
Well, how are you?
I'm good, yeah, all is good, yeah, flying, yeah. Couldn't make it yesterday, but from all accounts, it was a great turnout in the whole lot. Probably not a great turnout, but it was a great atmosphere. And
yes,
yeah, and somebody just texted me in. Somebody just texted me in. Ahoy, before the show starts, can you talk about the division in the nationalist movement? We will be talking about it in a while. I know you're sick of all the arguments, like us all. We are all sick of this, and we will. I'll read that out in the next few minutes, and we will be. I'm going to have to address this because it's just gotten too far now. It's gone. It's just child's play now, isn't it? That's what it's gone ridiculous. Like, you know what I mean? It really has gone ridiculous. Like, you know what I mean? It's like swing this and see who's is biggest. You know what I mean? And that's not how this movement is supposed to work. You know what I mean? And if I upset people, I upset people. I really don't care. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make a change. That's what I'm here for. You know. So we'll talk about the rest in a few minutes. But we have speeches there. Let me just go through some of the comments. Let me just go through. Hi all, before the show begins, I would personally like to thank Anthony for his unifying speech he made in Cork yesterday. A true leader, everything was spot on, including the optics of a leader. Thank you very much for that, you. Fair play to you, mate. Lol Cork, great name. Yeah. How are you, Chris? Paul, Sons, blah, blah, blah. Evening all, hope you're well. Yeah, all good. Hey, Angie, how's things?
Hey, Annie, how are you?
Hey, Marie, how's everyone? Yeah. Michael John, fair play. We've missed you the last couple of weeks.
How are you?
How's things? It's great to see you back there. Fair play, mate. We thought you were sick or something. You were probably on holidays, were you? But how are you, Sean? Or yeah,
hey, Chris.
Everyone. Yeah. How are you, Chris? How's things, mate? How's things? Saoirse in here, and hi, Orla. I hope you're okay after Cork. Nice meeting you yesterday. Yeah, Orla is the roving reporter. She goes around, and when I'm not there, she looks after everything. Fair play to her.
My co-host was missing yesterday. Hey, John.
Yeah, I was.
Actually, hold on. I've seen his John's there now. He'll get this funny story. So we're walking up the street, heading up towards the parade in Cork. And of course, I spotted the statue of Michael Collins. And I said, I have to get a photograph. Got a photograph. And I was getting up and I was walking away. And all of a sudden, I could hear, Orla, Orla, Orla. I was looking around going, my God, who's calling me? I started looking over. And it was Corky and John Malloy, right? And I was like, I said for a second, I thought it was Michael Collins. That's what I was nearly open for. The lads were just laughing, like it was so funny. Because I'd only just gotten up from the statue and I was like, oh, darn, I wish it was him. There's a statue of him outside the Imperial Hotel, you know?
Yeah, I know. I've seen it. Yeah. I saw the picture.
And then I got a photograph of the two lads there as well. But look, sure, as I said, there's good banter and crack, you know?
I saw Saoirse was there yesterday chatting to 420 there. Yeah, I actually took Justin Barrett's speech off 420 because, and I copied it down. Now, listen, it's a long old speech. I know it is, but listen, we'll play it. I think we'll play it towards whatever. You know what I mean? There's a few speeches there. I want to get them all out of the way in the first half an hour. And then we have, I think John Malloy is coming on, is he? And so is young Aaron the nationalist. Both of them spoke yesterday at thing. I think Martin's coming in as well. I'm not sure.
It was what I liked about yesterday was there was a great atmosphere. There was about 500 there. There was no trouble, thank God, and everything just ran really smoothly. Like it was like there was a speech, a bit of music. There was a bit of crack, a bit of banter, you know, and it actually went by really fast, you know, because you know sometimes at the rallies you can feel, oh God, the speeches are going on for ages. And you get that yourself when you're actually standing there filming because you're trying to stand still, you know. But I found it yesterday, the flow was it was really good. the way it went. And then there was a running joke at the end where we got up Tom McDonald to speak, and there was a step ladder going up onto the platform, like, and we were like, he doesn't even need it. One step up and there he goes. You know?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But no, I've seen a couple of the pictures and the whole lot from yesterday. But a couple of people were a bit pissed off about it, that it was hijacked. No, I don't know where anything was hijacked. Cork says no, organised this rally under the banner of the National Rally. And these people from Cork travel all around the country to every rally that's on, you know what I mean? And I thought it was very unfair that it wasn't promoted or put out by a lot of other nationalists, you know what I mean? And that's just, I'm just putting that out there. This is my opinion on this. And I think it should have been promoted more. There'd have been more people there. And what I will say is, if I remember rightly, we got slated, especially Anthony Casey got slated in April for putting out, we were given information, supposed to be viable information. Turned out it wasn't viable information by a man who was now, who's doing what he's doing, you know what he's doing now. And we sent an email to our people, and then it was said that we tried to stop people coming to Dublin. Okay. One man sent out a tweet on Thursday about, and that man was Derek Bloy, and that man single-handedly cut that march or that protest yesterday in half. A lot of people read that tweet. A lot of people listened to Derek Bloy, and not one other nationalist is calling out Derek Bloy on this one. You know what I mean? The way they did on us. You know, so you sort of have to wonder, it's okay to call out other nationalists if it's in your best interest, but it's not okay to do it if it's not. You know what I mean? That's just the way I'll leave that there. Like, you know what I mean?
Well,
Chair Delaney, what's Chair saying?
The only thing I will say is that you should be supporting your own county.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it. Chair Delaney there. How are you, Chair?
Hey, Chair, how are you?
By not the left-tards, but the right-tards trying to stop nationalism. Yeah, listen, I've been listening to it all day, Ger. I'm being honest with you, and I've been getting texts, and then I see Ben Gilroy coming out with shite, this, that, and the other. Listen, nationalism is nationalism. You know what I mean? Everybody is involved in it here. You don't just pick and choose who you want to sit down with and who you think is good enough to come into this. These even set up a dossier on us because we were right-wing extremists, apparently, or we were high risk. You know, the names that's on that list now, there's going to have to be an FOI put in for that, and the GDPR thing to be done on that, because if our names are on that, we need to be able to see that. So, lads, anyone who's out there, put in a GDPR request for that, please, and we can see whose names were in it and whose names weren't in it. You cannot, as I said, you cannot pick who you want to sit down with. Oh, yeah. Herman doesn't like him, or Malachy doesn't like him, or Anthony doesn't like him, or we have asked to sit down with every one of these nationalist leaders, every one of them, Herman Kelly included. And no, we'll just go with the same lie, the lie that has been perpetrated on us since last December. And people have seen through the lie now. That's why there was no people last week in Dublin, I'm telling you now. And yesterday, as I said, because of Derek Bloy yesterday, that's why a lot of people didn't show up at Cork yesterday. So call him out for what he did. You know what I mean? And I heard Justin Barrett did call him out. And I'm fair play to Justin Barrett. Walked into the heart of Cork and called out a Cork man. No better man to do it. Fair play to him. Ger Delaney, what's Ger talking about? How are you all? I'm good, Ger. I'm good, mate. I'm good. Yeah, everyone's good. Ger Delaney, Kieran Kelly, Captain Birdseye is behind it all. Apparently Herman behind this Asian crowd. Guys, nobody would listen when I told you this. I've been telling you this about Kelly for months, and people are going, no. The lies he told about us, okay, I know I'm going on a little bit, but I'll just finish this off, right? The lies that he told about us, I told everyone what happened, and I thought these people believed what I said. Apparently, a lot of them didn't, and a lot of them are on the same bandwagon now as Herman, as Malachy, as all the others are as well, saying we did this. We did none of them things, and these people know we did none of these things. But because the lie has been perpetrated so long, they have to keep the lie going. And Herman Kelly is a narcissist. Herman Kelly believes in his own lies, so it would be easy enough to get other people to believe them lies as well. So I'll leave that there. I'm gonna go with Ger, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. What's this? Captain Kelly's group is just another NGO. Listen, but he has everyone on side. He has everyone on side. He sat down in a conversation with Anthony for an hour 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. And then all of a sudden, Anthony is the bad man. Come on, will you? No.
But sure, he's blocking everybody that asks him a question. So
anybody who asks a question, yeah. I always had my doubts about Captain Birdseye popping up out of nowhere and all that. Yeah, defo, sus him.
Well, it's true. Where has he been?
Yeah.
You know, he came onto my page and he started attacking people on my page and called them names, and I called him out on it, and then he blocked me. But I won't tolerate that nonsense on my page.
Yeah. Well, I asked him. We asked him 2 weeks ago to come on the show. 3 weeks ago, when all this came out, I sent him a message and he made a laugh of it. You know what I mean? Oh, why would I go on to that with them two fucking idiots? You know what I mean? And this, that, and the other. Come on and talk about whatever come on and tell your truth. If you have something to say it and tell us.
I've seen the names he's called people. I don't need to know anything more. I don't watch his videos. I've no interest in him.
Yeah. Well, listen, we 500 up there. Fair play to everyone. Thanks very much.
Look, let's start playing the videos. And
let's start playing. Out there? Yeah, these are just a couple of videos from yesterday. Okay, so fair play to everyone. We're at the hitting 500 there. Deadly, fair play.
Nice.
Keep sharing it there and share it there. You can share it on Fitzy Dub on X, at Anthony L. Casey, at Rugamorph27, Ireland Force 23 on YouTube, at Irish Colmn, at Dia Laharan, and on Facebook, Paul Fitzsimons. And you'll get us on the website at all times, www.theirishchannel.com/live. If you can buy us a coffee, please do. We had a great week last Sunday, so let's see, can this Sunday be better? Fair play. Okay, let me just... Who will I go with first? It doesn't really matter, does it?
Doesn't matter. Most of them kind of, look, they're in, most of them are in around the same. The speeches were actually quite quick. Justin's was a bit longer now, but the rest of them, they're all, only the few minutes, so it's good.
Okay, I'm going to go with Noreen O'Shea first. Okay. Let's go with Noreen.
I'm not going to keep you long here. I just want to talk about the government corruption in this country and how they sold us out. In 2017, they signed up to the Sustainable Development Goals. And here in Cork, I think people really need to realise that Cork is one of the counties in the country who are legally obliged to fulfil these Sustainable Development Goals because they're a member of the ICLEI. And so is Dublin and Belfast. But Cork has to have their goals implemented by June of next year because the Irish government is going to take up council presidency of the EU Council. And I just think Cork is really facing a lot of dark things now because they're bringing in the digital ID, they're bringing in the digital aspect, they're bringing in smart cities. They're all actually being implemented right now where they're talking about low carbon, low emission zones where the cars won't be allowed to travel in different parts of the cities because it's going for the green agenda. And I think they haven't actually implemented that now, but it's coming into play. I hear all this talk about a new political party forming and it's going to save Ireland by 2030, but that's complete and absolute bullshit. Sorry for the language, folks, but if we have to wait till 2030, this country's gone. Because it's Agenda 2030. The Irish never needed anybody to come and save them. We can actually stand up and do it ourselves. And how we do this is we have to stop. We're the ones saying we're against this digital takeover, but if you look at us now, we're the very ones bringing in this digital takeover. We're using our smartphones all the time. We're on these social apps all the time. The government don't care about the people, but they do care about money, bonds, and now data. Data is their new gold. If we switch off these social apps and start meeting up face to face, stop giving the government, stop giving them the guards where we're going to meet up. They won't know what we're doing or where we're going to go. But that's what our government is. We keep giving them all. But if we turn off the phones, the smartphones, because they're personalised, they're tracking systems. That's all they are. They're watching everything we do. We see Dublin councillors, Malachy and Gavin Pepper. They're the ones sitting in their county councils, and they're the one agreeing to the smart digital twin. Dublin's actually signed up to a digital twin. They're the ones agreeing to all this, but yet they're coming out and saying they're for the people. They're not. They're for the money. They chose the money. They chose the money. They're absolute sellouts. They're not for the side of the people because they're the ones who are bringing in this agenda. We've got ways to stop this. We can stop complying. We need to shut this country down. But in order to do that, we need to go to the people, to show the people exactly what's happening. All the documentation's there. Bring the national planning framework, bring that one, the replacement migration, because that's what's happening now. We're looking at all these numbers that's coming in. This is Ireland's year to peak with immigration. And last year was America's year to peak. This is our year to peak, so we haven't actually seen anything in numbers. Cork is actually set to, population set to increase by 111,000 by 2040 in this Agenda 2030. I mean, are we going to allow that? Like, this is our children's future. Smart cities where you can't leave it for 15 minutes. Everything's going to be digitalised. You'll have your biometrics. All of that's coming to us, folks. And we have the power to stop this now. We need to shut down the smart. We need to shut it down. AI, it's all coming to take us over. But if we start connecting with ourselves, go door to door with the documentation, gather your people, and then we come back out and we go to the Dáil and we shut them down. It's the only way it's going to stop. It's the only way it's going to stop, folks. But that's really what all I wanted to say, folks. It's just the agendas that's coming here. Everything has been planned and implemented. The money that's been thrown from these organisations is shocking. 619 million we got off the Just Transition Fund to go green and the climate change. AMIF is after giving us 62.5 million for the immigration to integrate these into it. Like, you're seeing where the immigrants are being handed absolutely everything in this country, but that's because they're being insensitised by the government because of the globalists.
The Irish are left on the fucking street.
But the Irish are allowing it. What we allow will continue. That's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. We're complying to absolutely all of this. We're saying we're against the digital agenda, but yet we're the ones giving all this data to it. We are allowing the increases. We're allowing the increases in the cost of living. We're allowing the homeless crisis. Like, where are the Irish today? Every year since 2022, we've lost 150 pubs in this country. We've lost 180 butchers last year.
And opened up 180,000 fucking kebab shops.
This is what it is. They're giving incentives. The SMEs are giving incentives in this country to open them up, and then they're giving even more incentives to go digital and go green. But they're allowing that because it's all part of the agenda. It's time the Irish really woke up in this country and realised that you're going to be your own demise unless you're going to stand together and stand united and just shut it all down, because otherwise our country is lost, folks. Well done.
She's right. She is right. And there is an agenda. We know the agenda, the 2030 agenda. And she's right. We haven't got another 6 years or 5 years.
Well, I featured a post there the other day where they are pushing through for the digital euro to get approval on it on the 20, I think it's the 25th of October. And there's not a word about that. I just happened to come across it on TikTok. So I'll put it up.
It's crazy there. Someone's writing in Blessing and says, no, the reason that Ciarán Kelly is getting followers is because of the division in our homegrown movement. I agree fully with you. You have to look who is causing this division as well. Okay? Like, as I said, like, we've sat down and we've spelt out everything and told the truth. And these people are running with lies without a shred of evidence. They're shown no receipts. I have the receipts. We have the receipts of everything that went on there. You know what I mean? But none of these people want to actually sit down and look at these receipts. They're going with the other man who has no evidence. So low IQ is all I can say there now, to be honest with you. But what have we got there? That's the WhatsApp number. Yeah, you can get us on all of them there at FitzyDub, at Neil Casey, at Rugamurph, or Enforced. Okay, I'm going to move on to another one now. Let's just go through this here. The amount of research that lady does is unbelievable. She's very good, the research she is. Now, not a lot of people like Noreen. I have no problem with Noreen. The same way as I have no problem with Dolores Cal. People are calling out Dolores Cal as this, that, and the other. The lady, she's been nothing but a lady with me and looked after me and helped me, and she never done a bad thing on me. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't get vaccinated because of Dolores Cal.
Yeah,
and I thank her. Always said that, and I thank her for that. And I think she's a good woman. The same way as I like Noreen. I've no beef with Noreen, and I talk to everybody. And this is just the way it is. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. You have to be able to talk to everybody. You know what I mean? You can't just pick and choose who you talk to. The same way as we promote everything on this show, we don't pick and choose what we promote. You know what I mean? You can't be picking and choosing what you promote. End of story. If you're going to help somebody, if you're going to help a nationalist cause, a nationalist movement, you help everybody, not just the people you like. You know, that's my take on it. Hasbro, right. The population of Ireland will be 10 million by 2040. Well, that's the plan. Coveney's plan, the whole lot.
Eamon Ryan said that.
Using an unsung hero, she deserves a lot more praise than she gets. She does an awful lot of stuff, and we have used Noreen stuff and all, and I've no problem getting Noreen on. I'll reach out to her to come on one of the nights. But there you go. There's her speech. She's done very well, and I'm going to go now with just while we have. Geez, we're flying here tonight, guys. Well done. I'm going to go with. I'll go with young Aaron next.
Say personally, first of all, thank you to Anita Ward, Gerard Delaney, Owen O'Sullivan and all of Cork Says No for giving me the opportunity to speak here. Speaking in the rebel county of Ireland is an honour of mine. A county where so many brilliant people have came from, apart from one we all have in mind. Micheál Martin. Micheál Martin came out and said that saying Ireland belongs to the Irish is incitement to violence and incitement to hatred. So I have a quote for you, Martin. It was Padraig Pearse who said, "Nothing that has happened or can happen can alter the truth of it. Ireland belongs to the Irish." We believe then that it is the duty of Irishmen to struggle always, never giving up or wavering until they have taken their country back. So I'm asking Micheál Martin, was Padraig Pearse inciting to violence and hatred? Was he inciting to violence and hatred when he was shot with the leaders of 1916 for his beliefs and for the free Ireland we have now? No! Our ancestors fought for an Ireland, a free Ireland for their people, yet now we take direct orders from Brussels and a corrupt government. Well, I say no, and the youth say no. We want nothing to do with a backwards idea of sovereignty. A direct quote from Micheál Martin, an absolute sellout traitor to the people of Cork and to the people of Ireland. Every single man here, Micheál Martin, is not even half of them. We are the true Irish, the true Gaels of this land, who stand against the corruption and the tyranny that has been put onto us by the Irish government. And we will not stand for it any longer. So we will take to the voting polls. We will do anything back. We will have mass non-compliance when they bring in their digital ID, because it's only a few steps away. Let's be honest. This is a treasonous and corrupt government that does not care about the Irish people, that cares more about the Palestinian people. We have a double election now for the president. We have either Heather Humphreys or Catherine Connolly. I was looking at RTE the other day when I was in the service station, and they were talking about party tricks on the news. We have 16,000 homeless, and we have not heard a word from it from our two presidential candidates.
They don't give a fuck.
Is this an Irish election or a Palestinian election? So I'll say one thing, we will come out and we will spoil our vote. And I guarantee you right now, if it's not your generation that takes this country back, it will be mine.
Good man, Aaron.
I like Aaron. I really do. Drew Cook just sent a message there. Can everyone say a prayer for Anna Harvey? Anna had a heart attack over the weekend. She is doing well. Was talking to her earlier. She has major surgery tomorrow. Please, God, Anna, we'll say a prayer for you. Please make sure Anna is all right. If everyone could do the same. Another great speech from Cork. Yes, good boy. Joan, how are you, Joan? Kieran Kelly came from nowhere, and according to his poster boy James Conway, everyone bar the people who are with the wild geese are insignificant. Exactly. There you go. You heard it tonight. Like, I seen the video myself. I seen it this evening. I thought, who does this guy think he is? Like, you know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. I'm going to go with this next one. Okay, let's go with Tom MacDonald.
This road, John Malloy, Anthony, everyone. And it's great that they've shown a bit of unity among us all, different groups. We have different ways of fighting this, and we think different, and that makes us unique. That's why we're Irish. We don't all agree. Justin says this or if Anthony says that, I may or may not agree. I might agree with 70%, but I won't agree with 100%, and they wouldn't agree with me. So don't worry about people not agreeing. But we're here because our country needs us to be here. Yeah. That's the reason we're here, and we're here in Cork. There's a lot of different ways. I know people are protesting and say we do this, we block roads, and 2 years ago I wanted to block every motorway in Ireland, you know, and probably that's what we play into their hands. But we have a constitution, 37 constitution. I know lads, I look at all different constitutions, right? But we have on One Rock 1937 constitution, right? What happened below Mayo with Ballinabod in Belmullet? We were thieved out of billions. Like, there's 14 billion coming out of there every year, and nobody said a word about it. Ray Burke received 40,000 in his back pocket, yeah? So these boys, that has to be contested. We need to get a judicial review into the High Court, and I hope to be doing something like that in the next couple of months. There's loads of other ways. They're robbing us through the medical. They have private insurance. They're taking our beds, right? The foreign children are taking our kids' places at schools. Everything is totally as if we were Palestinians going over to Israel. That's how we've been treated. Everything you talk offshore. They're offshore and offsetting all the money that's made through pharma, right? AbbVie, about 3 billion they made last year. 8 billion. They're all circled through Luxembourg, Switzerland. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's opening their mouths about it, and never will. This is stuff we can do. We don't, all those people here today, anyone listening in, set up groups, set up co-ops, and how you would take them on through your constitution. Before this goes into real shit, and it's heading that way in a few years' time, because people will just it'll go bang when this digital ID, digital currency and everything, people won't accept it. And then they will want to fight when it's at a late stage. But what we can do at the minute, fight them through the courts, go into the High Court, the Supreme Court, we can address this. We can ask them how that deal was done down, that was illegal, because he was a minister, Ray Burke had his influence at that time, and he took a bribe. So that cannot be legal, it has to be contested. So if we have those ideas, you see Lidl, Aldi, everything that's sold in this country, same thing, it's diverted offshore. They're paying that, they are just, say we need postage or we need signs made. They'll form a company in Switzerland or in Luxembourg and they'll offset the money through that. That's how they're mugging us. It's every year. We should be living in the best country in the world, which is the best country, but we're just been robbed. But we need to point that out and do that through the courts. So set up co-ops, and we need co-ops going forward, because when the digital ID and digital currency and all that comes in, we will not accept it. So we need to congregate, because we will have to. Yeah. Councillors need to tell the truth, yes, about what? I can be fighting things, Noreen, on 100 different levels. I'm at every fucking rally, I'm everywhere, I'm doing everything. Spending a day and night reading on computers what they're doing about locking us down.
Misleading the people, that's what they're doing.
So we need to come together in groups and try and fight together, but you're leaving people like myself, Anthony, all different lads, Justin, you're leaving isolated. We need to come together in groups, 20s and 30s. And whatever you think, you went to a room with 20 people, they will not agree, but they'll agree on most things. The country has to be saved. Okay, best of luck to you in Cork, and I'm glad to come down. Thank you.
Fair play to Tom. I think Tom and Noreen fell out a year or two ago, I think, and they don't get on. So I think that's what that was. So I'm going to bring up this guy here. Hello there, Mr. Murphy. How are you?
How are we all doing?
Jesus, Martin, it's been so long.
Or I haven't seen you in
fresh.
A few hours.
A few hours. Did you crash when you went home? I literally got home, had something to eat, and I hit the couch, just went to sleep because
you look very fresh. Had your plastic bag over your head as well?
I'm just straight out of the shower. Look, just shining with wonderful conditioner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
No
just
pants
go
on
through.
either.
Listened to this last night. No wonder I was drinking.
Oh no.
The hair has to be maintained.
Yeah.
I'm still offering the beard for what 10 grand we said for fundraising for the show.
Yeah.
10 grand. I think you'd be lucky to get your blade bus fare out of that one, mate. I don't think anyone cares.
There's just saying there he didn't get to bed till 5 in the morning.
Good man,
We
Joe.
weren't too
Good
bad.
man, Joe. And well done to all the Cork. I'm sure you said it already, but well done to
We did, yes.
Crowley.
No, I was just saying it was a good atmosphere, like, you know, and it ran. I thought the way the speeches and everything just ran very. There was nice flow.
Yeah, it was lovely day, nice day out. I can hand on heart say, and I'm glad it was in Cork, that is the last protest I will be attending under the guise of nationalism. If there's other things that need to be protested, I will be there, but it is the last protest I will attend as a nationalist. There's now more important work to be done. So it's a case of great, brilliant, well done. And to Cork, they had a battle on their hands, and they had internal influences and they had external influences, and they just stood proud, stood strong, and did what needed to be done. It was fantastic. But personally, it is the last protest I will attend under the nationalist guise. I think we have more important work to start doing now. Just a personal opinion.
I agree. Yeah, well, yeah. I'll be honest with you. I said I was finished with them, but I was definitely going to the Cork one, and you know what happened. Like, you know what I mean? I just couldn't make it, and I was disgusted I couldn't make it, especially when I woke up this morning to all the crap that's been thrown out around it about it. You know what I mean? So I'm going to lead on here now. Listen, people. Justin Barrett, like him or loathe him or whatever you think of Justin Barrett, this is a good speech, and I would listen to the whole lot of that speech, please, if you can. It goes on for about 14 minutes. It's very good, and he nails a few things there, you know what I mean? And as I said, I have no problem with Justin Barrett. Justin Barrett wants what's best for this country. He might have a different way of going about it, but that's exactly what he wants. And I'm just going to play this here now, and we'll come back and talk about it, Martin, okay? Just give me a thumbs up if you can hear it.
I hope you were like a senior on the show. He better be speaking. This man better be speaking.
But he always a Portugal. People of Ireland, people of Cork, people of my own home county. I'm proud and glad to be here today. The bar, I have to say, by the friends down below has been set pretty low as far as speeches are concerned, because the very fact that I'm speaking at all is against their best wishes. Let's phrase it that way. These are the people who decided over last night that they would take down the tricolour of Irish freedom. That they would raise instead a foreign flag of a foreign people, against whom I have no aggression, but they are not my people, and it's not my flag. When I look at the tricolour, I am reminded, they do say, isn't it, that it's a far-right symbol now. I don't mind that so much. It's certainly a reminder of a simpler time. A simpler time when the idea that if you could unite in peace, the Catholic of green with the orange Protestant. If the orange and the green, the Catholics and the Protestants could come together, all as one Irish people, that would be all our problems solved. Simpler times. Simpler times. See, the problem they have with the tricolour is there's nothing there about Islam, and there's nothing there about Judaism, And there's no Sikhs or Buddhists or Theosophists or anything else. All we needed in Ireland to unite ourselves as one Irish people was one Irish Ireland, blood and soil. And that is what the flag represents, and that is why they hate it. And that is why they were raised on the other flag than the flag of the Irish people united. I am forced, well, I'm not forced, but I will anyway, to draw attention to the obvious fact that there'll be a number of speakers here today, and some of the speakers here today will agree with me on some things, and they will disagree with me on other things. And that doesn't make us the same person. Standing in the same place at the same time does not mean you have exactly the same politics.
We're all nationalists.
We're all nationalists. We're all here for Ireland. We're all here for our own perspective, perhaps, on the Ireland that we would like to see follow this current regime.
We all need to stand together and ain't working.
But, well, there are some people who won't stand with us.
Cowards. Traitors.
People. And I'm going to be the one, since I am not very popular anyway, to hell with it. I'm going to be one to name the names. The post put up last night by Derek Bly was an incitement to those people down there to attack you people here. And we know the mettle of him now. Michael Leahy's refusal to be seen in the same place at the same time with an Irish nationalist is cowardice and treason. Colmn Kelly's refusal to work with anybody but the Unionists from Scotland. Not that I've anything against Scotland, I'm 3% Scottish myself. A full 3%, mind you. But he would meet with Unionists.
Part of the establishment.
And part of the political establishment. And he will not meet with myself, nor will he be seen on the same street, because he's above such things. We cannot unite the nationalist movement when it has a leadership that is unwilling to even speak to other people within the movement. Malachy Steenson,
Fucking traitor.
Marxist Malachy, held a rally last week with the deliberate intention of lowering the numbers here today. And he made no apology for it.
Shame on him.
The same man who spent 2 weeks giving out about somebody who had gone to the north to talk to the Unionists, got sat down with Jim Ferguson, chairing Irish unity talks, Irish nationalist unity talks, chaired by a Scottish unionist. Seriously, it is time. And as I say, I have no popularity to lose, so I didn't want to name the names. Those people have betrayed you They have betrayed your children. They betrayed your children's children, and worse than that, they have betrayed Ireland, which is more than any of us. Now I have been accused of not being interested in electoral politics, and to a certain extent there is some substance to that. In terms of taking part in elections and in terms of voting our way out of this, my doubts are high. But the reality of the matter is that we must have behind us, starting with this crowd here, starting with the crowds we've had in Dublin, we must have the majority of the Irish people behind us. We must have the will of the people. Democracy in Ireland is not the will of the people. Maria Steele, not my perfect candidate by any manner of means. Far too centrist for my liking. But far, 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 far right as far as Dáil Éireann was concerned. And too far right to even be allowed on a ballot paper for you to mark her name or not. Tell me that is a functioning democracy. That is the will of the people, where the candidate isn't even permitted on the ballot paper, never mind be voted for. This time, when it comes time, October the 24th, by the way, those of you who have been misled by Mr. Kelly, don't turn up on the 25th. The schools will be back open. And you'll only be spoiling lunch. I suggest you turn up on the 24th and spoil your vote. That is your vote. That is the voice of the people. That is the will of the people. And some people will say, well, that's not democracy. Well, if it's not democracy, I don't give two damns. I want the will of the Irish people. I want the freedom of the Irish nation. I want a future for our Irish children. And if that's true to the ballot box, then that's one way. And if it's true another way, then it's true another way. But one way or another, we shall have it. And we shall have that unity. Not by uniting on the lowest common denominator, but we will unite the nationalist movement behind a leadership and leaders who, above all else, whatever their ideological bent, whatever place they are on the political spectrum, tell you the truth. That is not too much to ask for. That is not too much for ask for. Instead of optics, we have to reach Middle Ireland. Middle Ireland voted for gay marriage. Middle Ireland voted for abortion. Middle Ireland doesn't belong to us right now. We have to win Middle Ireland back. And we're not going to win Middle Ireland back by looking exactly like Middle Ireland. We're going to win them back by showing them that there is a better way, that there is a better future. And we damn well better come together and figure out what that future is that we want. There's where unity lies. There's where unity lies, not in power-sharing agreements between party political leaders, and not even in smoke-filled rooms anymore. They don't have the audacity to light a cigarette. But not in secret rooms where secret photographs are taken and then everybody denies any knowledge of the meeting really taking place afterwards when they're published. I've never been anywhere. No photograph exists of me, at least not for public consumption. Which I am afraid I would have to deny that ever happened or I wasn't happy with. We need a leadership which is honest with the Irish people and the Irish movement. And we need also to realise that there is no soft way to freedom. There never has been, and there never will be. Hear, hear. In the end, whether metaphorical or actual, as Padraig Pearse said, there is no way but the old way, and that is the way of the sword. We are going to have to be willing to fight.
Why we will?
And we are not going to necessarily get that fight in the terms that we want it. It's not going to be, despite Jim Ferguson, it's not going to be Marcus of Queensberry rules. We are, and I would leave you with this thought from Cork's own General Kevin Barry, who said, they went down, and I'm thinking of our friends across the road there. They went down into the mire to destroy Ireland's and us. And down into the mire after them, we have.
You're on mute, Paul.
Sorry, I just said that was a good speech.
Yeah, it just ends with it. The last line got cut off there. He just said that down into the mire we will have to go. Yeah, it's
the other nationalists. Yeah, hang on a sec. The other nationalists who won't stand with the likes of Justin having a clue how to save Ireland or her people. Look at European elections are going nowhere. We have been controlled by a radical lib. Yeah, we have. Of course we have. What were you saying there, Martin? Go on.
So just Justin and the criticism he receives and stuff like that. And it's always from people who've never actually taken the time to converse with the man. I've done interviews with him. I've had long sit down, long conversations with him, 6-hour conversations. We met for a coffee one time, and I literally went through everything. And it's a case of, it's easy to criticize a man when you haven't actually even sat down and talked to him. And we spoke about, over a phone conversation, about the parallel lines of what kind of we were doing and what he was doing. And it is two separate roads. And but the destination is the same. And we joked about it, sure, we can kill each other when we actually take the Dáil. And that's the most important thing. We can kill each other behind closed doors, arguing over small, minute policy changes. But in the meantime, we just need to stay on our separate paths and cheer each other on. And I never understand. And I don't care about optics. I don't care about any of that. Is Justin Barrett, does he have actual feasible, tangible political ideas and policies, especially financial ones, that benefit the Irish people? The answer is yes. Does he like to wear a uniform? Yes. So what? Which one actually benefits or harms people? Does Justin putting on a uniform harm anyone? No, absolutely it doesn't. In some instances, it may inspire the youth to actually get on board with work because they go, I like the look of that. I like the idea of being part of something that's a little bit militant and a little bit strong in ideas and a little bit, not flip-floppy. It is what it is. And you know what I mean? More power to him. I never understand it. We can have 3 separate roads with ethno-nationalism, civic nationalism, and then a kind of a soft centre-right. Justin said 5 things you can get. If we can get 5 things we can agree on, we can all work together. It's about, and this is what I think a lot of us have forgotten all across the movement, leadership and things. we got so caught up in protests and fighting with each other, and this person's right and that person's right and all this. We forgot we're supposed to be fighting for a better Ireland, a better future for our children. And that's all that matters. That's all that matters. So Justin's on his path, national socialism. What I suggest people do is pick up a book and start learning the proper history, not the Hollywood TV movies, or get a book and start doing your own research about what actually happened to Europe from, we'll say, the 1880s onwards, and just see what happened to Europe. It's gonna take you time. It's taken me a long time to get all the information, but you need to do that. And to other national leaders, I would say that stay on your path. Your path may be the right one, but your path is no more valid or no less value than the path Justin is on. And like I said, we go from kind of a soft center to civic nationalism to ethno-nationalism. And they all have their place and they all have benefit. We just need to stop throwing stones and just focus on our own path. And once we take the country back, lay out those 5-10 policies that we can all agree on and just work on that. And then the minutiae can be figured out in smoky back rooms where basically it'll come down to voting and basically look, whoever's got the strongest democracy wins. But yeah, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. I think more people should speak to Justin privately if he's time, and get to know the man. It's easy. Yeah. It's easy to throw stones at an idea, but like I said, I know the man, and I have no problem in saying that I consider the man a friend. He's never caused me any harm. He's never said anything about me publicly or privately that I'm aware of. And to the best of my knowledge, the man has been nothing but honest to me, to my face, when we've met. The same as I feel he is when he's speaking to large numbers of people. I think he's just got a brutal honesty. Like I said, you might like the idea, you might like the optics. Forget about that. Do your research and find out what the idea actually is. What are the actual policies? And you'll find that they're actually pretty much in line with an awful lot of what we would be classed as civic nationalists and even the more centrist leaning. And the same goes for Anthony. The same goes for Tom McDonald. The same goes for everybody. Don't throw stones at somebody until you actually have sat and broke bread with them and had a conversation and had a cup of coffee and done an interview and got the information yourself. Stop listening to other people's opinions. That'd be my take on it.
And other people's lies. Okay, I'm going to play. I've two more to play. I've Anthony and I've John Malloy, and then we're moving off Cork. We've done nearly an hour on Cork. Fair play to everyone in Cork. So let's just go with this, and we will. Another great speech, I have to say.
I'm glad that God was on our side with the sun this day. I'm going to echo some sentiments, but first I want to say a big thank you to Cork Says No. I know they hit a lot of resistance. You see the beautiful tricolours up. I know they got torn down a few times and they were up late last night getting them back up, so fair play to them. They only have it in the rebel county anyway, the Fighting Irish. Yeah, I'm going to echo some things that both speakers already have said. One about the slandering campaign, and I guess this is all coming to the light a little bit now. I am, like Justin, I've got a lot of controversy since I came to prominence in the movement, and I often wondered where this was coming from, and I think that the state have revealed themselves in the last few months. I think it's very important to know that the people standing here, a lot of them have heard lies about me, probably lies about Justin, but it shows who shows up in public and is willing to talk them out. That says it all. And the people are hiding today, and they are hiding behind pushing others out. If they wanted unity, they would have asked everyone to a warehouse, or maybe not a warehouse, that sounds a bit dodgy. I wouldn't have went to that now, to be fair. But all is equal sitting down. Right, 5 policies on the board, can we all agree with it? Those who didn't can leave, because they're not for us. We need to stand up and make sure we remember the Fighting Irish history in this country. You look at the history of some of these people, where they come from. A lot of their history has been erased and wiped. I can tell you that all my family are from Phoenix Park in Dublin. My great-grandfather, Leo Casey, was a gatekeeper for the veteran IRA at the Gate Lodge. And he fought at 18 years old to the Easter Rising and the War of Independence. And my grandmother's side was Kevin Barry. And I remember a family story said to us because it kind of resonates with me lately. I'll share it here today. On the fateful Easter morning in April, they were all standing over the bridge at a rail yard, and the commander said to the battalion of freedom fighters, the English are on the way down that railroad, and for those who don't want to be here, this is your last chance to walk away. And men did get up and they walked, because they knew it was a losing battle. 100 years later, I stand here, Anthony Leo Casey, still my family fighting for Irish freedom. But it's not the Brits coming in the rail yard anymore. It's the globalist who's infiltrated the state. Don't think for a second they haven't infiltrated the nationalist movement. Because of course they would. But they're rearing their heads now and we can see them. I think what you need to do, what we need is proactive activity. The likes of Clan Éireann, Shinadina. These are proactive things for Ireland. They're not part of the state. And that's why you get these smear campaigns. They will bring people from any political alliance, once they're nationalists, together under no politics. Because they know what has to be done. And this may come that things will get a lot worse. My nana set me down 15 years ago and said, Anthony, you will live through a time where the globalists will invade Ireland. That they'll try to get a one world government. They'll try roll out a government ID, a digital ID, and lock you down. But if you resist, you save your soul. And that's what we must do. Resist. But Noreen is right in what she's saying. That is coming very fast. Cork, Tralee, Carlow, Ennis, they're all piloted right now. The South Eastern Assembly, look it up online. It was taken down a few times, so it's back up. Problem, reaction, solution. The problem will be flood the country full of crime. The reaction is civil unrest, and solution, surveillance state. And you know that the propaganda works on all too many. As Justin said, these people will vote it in. So we need to call that out. That's an important message before politics, because like Justin, I don't believe this will be won in the ballot box. In fact, I'm sure of it. I've seen it. We have the receipts. So we need to come together on the ground. And I'll shake hands with any person here today and mark my words of it. Hold me accountable to it. In the new year, I want to offer a solution with Shin Nadina. For when these things come in and we're ostracised from society, we're going to build some self-sustainable workshops, communication networks, get people out planting spuds again, weaving snares, hunting. All of that is in place, so that at least it'll give you an option or a lifeline, because we need to be about solutions in this war, not just complaints. We can't keep going around in circles shouting at empty buildings. We need some practical solutions, and that's one that I'm working on right now. Well done. One of the last things I'd say, I had it in my head a second ago, I'll come back to it. My earpiece isn't working. Well, the last things I'll say is that I know it's very difficult to stand up and to turn up to these events, and well done to everyone who turned out today. And to them I say, and to people listening at home, you have to speak the truth, because that's all that matters in the end. You can't be afraid of what your neighbour might think, what your work colleague might think, what your family might think even. We've all lost people along the way, but you have to speak the truth, because that's all that matters in the end. And I will speak the truth, and I won't be silenced no matter what threats come. So I mark my words on that. We're here to stay till we see a better Ireland for the future.
Hear, hear.
So, Feel the hair, and may God be with Ireland. God bless.
Brilliant. Great speech as well. There's some great speeches, I have to say.
Was, yeah.
Yeah, no teleprompter, straight from the heart. Exactly. Now, yeah.
Nobody had like everybody. As I said, everybody just spoke from the heart. There was no, nobody was reading off a script or anything like that.
was a great event, very, very, very well run,
Yeah,
despite all the disruption. So just a big shout out to all the Cork people involved in that.
Yeah, they put an awful lot of work into it.
They were brilliant. Actually, they were fighting a street war in the nights as well with the flags and stuff like that. Like, so they were all sleep deprived. There were numerous threats. There were dead. But listen, it went off absolutely fantastic.
It did, and people actually messaged
and
me.
not only that, they were putting up Indian flags, you see, in Ireland as well, but they were also taking down flags and putting up Palestinian flags in Cork as well.
Yeah,
like, talk about rubbing your nose in it. Like, come on, like, you know what I mean? That's to get a reaction. That's all that was, you know.
But as usual,
Mark, and you will get this now. A few people messaged me actually, and they just said there seemed to be a great atmosphere yesterday, and I said there was a really nice atmosphere.
Yeah, so the sun was shining. It was absolutely fantastic. The weather was beautiful. Days. Look, do you know what? We know we're good people. You know what I mean? It's as simple as that. We're not rabid animals like the left. We're good people. We turn up, we talk, we chat, we smile, we laugh, we joke. We do our protest. We arrive, we listen to our speakers, and then we go home. Or people go for a few drinks and stuff like that. And there's never any. The only trouble that's ever caused these are caused by people who are not involved in our movement. And that's just the reality of it. But again, I think I'd say that just from a protest point of view, it's done now. I think everybody just needs to start turning local. Look local. See what you can do in your locality. See what you can do. John Malloy's thing coming up there is very local based. Start getting involved in the local organizations, the tidy towns, the etc., because we've gathered all the people that we're going to be able to gather. Now it's about getting into your own community at home, and the ideas that you've talked about, and you've met people from Dublin and Donegal and Galway and everywhere, and you've discussed. You know, we have all the talking points now. Now get on the ground. Get on the ground in your locality, your village, your whatever. Go to your town meetings. Go to whatever's happening in your area, and just politely and gently put out your stall to say, well, actually, I think this is a better way forward, or actually, I think we need to do this. You know what I mean? And that'll be the next type of protest. Make it all local. Just make it all local.
Right, I'm going to finish off now with John Malloy. So this is 5 minutes. So let's listen about John, and then we'll come back and we'll finish. That's Cork finished then. And brilliant. Fair play to Ger, Owen, Anita, everybody who was involved, Crowley, 100%. The whole lot, anyone that was involved in it.
Good job.
You've done a great job, lads. Well done. So I'm just going to play John's one, and then we'll finish it up. And John Malloy.
Together over the last 2 weeks. One, you had a team beside you, but you're good crew behind you. And you've been through the hell and back. And listen, hats off. Well done. Well done. To the lads that have been before me here, gentlemen, I'm humbled. I'm truly humbled to be on the stage with you lads, Anthony Casey, Mr. Bard. Truly humbled to be here. But folks, everybody says we have a problem in this country. Yeah, we have a problem. But you know what? Very simple. You people, each and every one of you, every last one of you, are the risen people. We're rising up out of the ashes. We know exactly what the government has done, what their agenda is, what they're trying to do to us. Are we having that? No. Are we having it? No. That's what I want to hear. Now I'm asking every one of you that's here today to go back to your town, go back to your village, go back to your county, go back to your family, your friends, your relations. Talk to each and every one of you and tell them, don't ask them, tell them we're going to save this country from being run down into that abyss. We're going to pull it up out of the abyss on the 25th of October. How are we going to do that? Very simple. And we have the brochures here for anybody who wants to get them and distribute them in your own town with your own people. On the 25th of October at 12 o'clock, we have a national lockdown.
This is phase one of an ongoing phase. I'm in this for the long haul. You're in this for the long haul. This is a marathon. This will not be saved overnight. This is not just, oh yeah, we can do it. We need to get out there. The Justin Bars, the Anthony Cases, all getting together. Unity, lads. Unity is what I'm begging for. I'm asking for. I'm telling everybody, get together. On the 25th of October, your town, get out there. Stop the village. Stop the traffic. Do what you have to do. In solidarity with every other town throughout this country. At this moment in time, we have 25 towns that are signed up to doing this. They're fed up to go up to Dublin to a march in Dublin. They're fed up of all that. They want to do their own thing in their own community and rise up as the risen people. That is direct action. And that's what we got to do. Now, I firmly believe, and I have huge belief, and always had great belief in the Irish people. You've stood through wars, you've stood through everything. And you've been strong, solid people. Michael Collins from here did that. Strong man. We are all descendants of those people. So let's show the people of 1916 that we have not forgotten about them. They are in our blood. The green blood of Era. In my veins and in my heart. In your veins and in your heart. Even if you are 3% Scottish, there's still Irish blood in your vein, you hear you. Alright? So folks, I'm sorry, watch all it won't fall off. I love how she's looking after John. Isn't that great? God bless you. So folks, look at, there's brochures here, flyers. Grab a few, bring them home, reprint them. And whatever town is getting on board, GM us. We already have to say have 20 towns on board. We are making a crew of all that. This is a national network going forward. What that basically means is down the line, not that far down the line, we will have a national protest movement. We will have a network in this country of people standing up together. So if I ask you to do one thing for me, and thank you for listening to me, and I appreciate all the likes and follows and shares on Facebook and God knows what. I am humbled. I'm only an old man from up in Donegal. But I believe in my heart that I, you, and everybody else can save this country for my kids, my grandkids, your kids, your grandkids, and for the future of Ireland. Éireann go bara.
Fair play to John. Yeah, fair play, John.
Very good speech,
And
yeah.
I am actually just going to play this here. This is John. This is for the 24th.
We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers.
The Micheál Martin flags. I don't know where you can get them. I can find out for you. Somebody put in the chat there if you can. The Micheál Martin.
Claire might know. Is that the one that was under the stage?
I don't know. John Malloy, like Barrett, great speakers. Aaron too. Fair play to all that turned out. Casey as well. Thank you very much. Yeah. Martina, why didn't you speak? We should have given you the mic. There was another girl that spoke as well, but I haven't seen that. I wasn't sent over that, what you call it. So for that girl, I apologise. I think it was just one more. JD, I like what someone said, all from the heart. Yes, everything was from the heart. Exactly. And people on the other side of the movement need to sort their shit out. That's all I'd say. You know. Okay, so we've moved on in Cork. Thanks, girls. Thanks, Anita. Thanks, Jer. Thanks, Owen. Thanks, Crowley. Thanks, everyone who was involved from Cork Says No. If I missed any names there, I'm sorry. Well done, guys. You were on an immense show yesterday. Well done, guys. Fair play to everyone. Okay, so let's move on. Orla. Oh, God. Let me just see what I have here. You have loads of stuff here from you, Orla. We have the homeless figures. We have, oh, geez, you have loads of stuff here, Orla. Loads of stuff.
Every week. And he's like, oh, there's loads of course there is, Paul.
Yeah. John Malloy, thank you all for listening to my speech. Just to remind all, 25th October, 12 noon, all town, same time, same day, one word, unity. I agree
John,
with you, John.
will you
yes,
check your message? I've sent you on the link because a lot of people are asking for clarity just as to what's going on. So it's just easier for John to explain it himself.
Yeah. So, yeah, unity. That's what we need. But we don't need dossiers or drawn up on people, or we don't need any shite like that. We need everyone to get together. We do not need this bullshit unity that they're pushing. Someone just texted me there to say Herman Kelly has been thrown out of the IFP. I don't know how true that is. So, I don't really care, to be honest with you, where he's been thrown out.
Yeah, I think Michael Leahy did a video today in relation to a vote they had. So.
Did he? Okay, I might see. Can I get that now in a while? Sorry, what? No, she didn't get down, Paul. Oh, okay, fair enough. Thank you.
Who's that in relation to?
Who was I talking
I think
about
another
there?
speaker was booked for the day.
Yeah, because I was going to say most of the those videos, apart from Justin's, because I was too far back at that stage, like they're all my videos. So I was like, nobody else was speaking. Then I started thinking I'm actually losing the plot, which could be highly likely.
That was it. No,
I think I lost it a long time ago.
We have Linux user popping in there. Is Herman gone? Of course, Herman's gone. You know that already, Herman. Yeah. Okay.
Right, if the lads are coming in, do you want to just throw up a couple of bits?
Yeah, we get the lads. Did you send the lads on the stuff?
I have sent them on, yeah.
Okay. The High Court. Did you see the High Court thing that was put in on the Catherine Connolly lawyers? We go with the Catherine Connolly lawyers, okay?
I didn't actually see this yet.
Did you not get to see this?
No, I didn't get a chance.
Now we've all seen that young lad. We've all seen how well spoken he was, how nice he was. Listen to what this wretch had to say.
The problem was Mr. Burke stood up, shouted, actually.
Okay. Can I ask you a question, Catherine? I'm a student.
I couldn't quite hear his question, to be absolutely straight. I couldn't quite hear it, and kept shouting.
I'm a law student here at
And it left the students standing there doing their best, trying to cope. Okay. This was a wonderful event where students were engaging.
What do you have to say tonight about Enoch Burke, my brother, who was incarcerated for his beliefs on transgenderism? Do you believe that religious belief should be protected? Just for Catherine, sorry. Yeah.
Nobody was carried out. Then it was said I didn't answer a question. That didn't happen.
Catherine, can I ask a question? Catherine? You were talking on Joe Bromley yesterday about the importance of questions and debate and all that.
So if I was to bombard you now and kept speaking over you and just ignored you, it wouldn't be very helpful to the debate.
Can I speak for a second?
Elijah, what's it like to lose a presidential election?
He he can't demand, nobody can demand, answer my question now before any other question, even though I haven't put it in. And if you don't, I will scream, I will shout, and I will shout.
When he was asking his question, he was shouted down by other students in that. To me, that wouldn't denote an environment where free speech is encouraged.
That's not accurate, Alison, you see, I was there. I saw everything. I don't think you can have it both ways. I'm giving you the facts as I sat there. Actually, the student body were very patient. Eliza Burke shouted his question over and over, and I couldn't hear his question. I could hear the shouting. I'd really love to tell the people why I'm standing as president, as opposed to talking about a young man that came in.
Catherine Connolly's lips were sealed, sadly to say, and she wasn't going to say anything. She wasn't going to engage in debate. And I think this is sad because, you know, she was talking yesterday on with Joe Brawley about how it's so important that people have the ability to speak and to talk, and that we shouldn't be shutting down debate. And yet tonight, in the University of Galway, right here in the concourse in the Colmn Theatre, that's exactly what's happening, and her lips are sealed. She's not saying anything. So I think that's sad. And you know, we have the Gardaí then, they're protecting Catherine Connolly from questions, and certain questions aren't allowed and are unsafe for Catherine Connolly.
Oh my God. Like, see, I'm telling you this the way I saw it. Like, we've all seen the video. The child never spoke a bad word to her. He spoke to her in a courteous manner. He never shouted. Oh, man. You know.
But did you not watch her as well? She was sitting there sniggering and laughing as well, like smirking.
Yeah. Well,
no manners.
When your man shouted out, how does it feel to lose the presidency, Elijah? Did you see her smirking and smiling at that? You could hear that all right, but you couldn't hear what the young fella was saying to her, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
She's a
horrible individual.
Nasty. I made a joke there about we've got two grandmothers running for the presidency. We have the kind of dopey one you don't mind going to stay with because, you know, she's got nice cats, and then we've got the mean, nasty, bitter one that no grandchild wants to stay with because she's fucking horrible. And that's your presidential choice: your dopey granny or your nasty granny.
I have the man at the hour yesterday, Mr. John Malloy, down below here. Hello, John. How are you?
All right, John.
Hiya, folks.
How are you?
Hiya, folks. How are we doing?
Good.
I can pause this thing. Hang on a second. I'm watching on TV, right? Pause.
Jez, we're on the telly, lads.
Yeah, I know. We're on the telly.
We're on the telly.
Pause.
How did damn gob shows get on the telly? What?
I don't know.
This is what John sends me. Look, he goes, look, you're on the telly.
You're not on the telly anymore. The power of that joke. See that thing there? It's brave. How are we doing, folks?
How's everything? Good. How is everything going with the lockdown on the 25th? Are we getting good feedback from it and the whole lot, and everything good?
Well, we are. Now, I done a huge journey yesterday all the way from Donegal to Cork and back, and I didn't go into anything last night. I woke up this morning about 9:30. Well, I think it's something like 722 messages on my phone, and I was going, what? But look at Katie Donovan is working behind the scenes for me on this all the time, as is some other. There's a crew there behind her, right? Being honest, I'm not doing all this on my own. Couldn't do it all on my own. And
I know.
Today we added in another 4 areas to the list of towns that are involved. Now we're hoping that after yesterday and after some stuff we put out today as well, we're hoping to get up. Look, I'd be happy with about 25 towns, but look, I'd even be happier with 50 towns, like, you know what I mean? So I think, genuinely, I think this is the way to go. And as Martin homed in on there earlier on, and thanks, Martin, for that, you know, getting into your own local communities, your own tidy towns, all that sort of thing, that all helps. I just want to go back a second, if I can, if you don't mind me here,
Justin Barrett, you know, what a legend. And I don't care what people say about Justin. I've talked to Justin, and the man is a huge brain, and he's so much power and so much power inside him. And like, there's an awful lot of bantering going across there today on WhatsApp groups. As I said to somebody, look at, if you go into a bookshop and you see a book with a lovely glossy cover on it, and you pick it up and you buy it and you bring it home and you go 3 or 4 pages into it and you go, Christ, that's not what I thought it was all about. Look, you have to go into the book, you have to read the narrative, you have to talk to the person before you can make any assumptions of them in the first place. Or indeed anybody, let it be Anthony or Martin or you or any of you, Orla, Fitzy, any of us. You have to talk to us before you can actually make some sort of a comparison. And I'd ask anybody out there, look, if you have a problem with any of us, pick up the phone, talk to us. We'll sit down and break bread with anybody. Not a bother, you know what I mean? That's all I got to say on that. Slide that aside. The 25th. At the moment, it's going great. We're putting it out there left, right, and centre. And the whole idea is it's a very simple concept. All through this last few months, and every protest I go to, whatever, there are people asking me, and saying to me, I couldn't get to Dublin or I couldn't get to Galway or whatever. This is now a golden opportunity for everybody to get out in their own town, do their own thing. We have a constitutional right to go out there and do a peaceful soiree, protest, whatever the case may be. Now, some people there's different ideas, and they're all floating back into us. And there's different ideas from an all-out protest or an all-out rally in the town, or there's some people doing a travelcade, all different people doing different things to highlight their disgruntlement, for the want of a better word, with the cost of living, the homelessness, the housing crisis, and so on down the line. There's so many different elements on this. And the only way we can do it is by getting everybody out, same day, same time. You know, sometimes we can't do it. You can, because the simple reason how you can is that everybody is behind you. Everybody is with you. Everybody's on the same page. Every town is the same day. So you're not on your own. As I said there in my speech, we have a PDF flyer for anybody that wants to print it in their own town and print it out and hand it out to the local residents and let everybody know what's happening on the day. We can, if you haven't got that facility, we can send them out to you. All you got to do is give us a DM and we'll send them out to you. We also have a link there that we have everybody that's organising this all on the one group page. And that way they can liaise with each other, talk to each other about what's going on and what's going on the day. I will remind everybody here that this is not a once-off. This is just not a one-day thing. This is going to be a continuational thing down the line. There's going to be another one of these probably by the end of November with maybe more impact. It probably will be midweek. And all that goes with that. But first things first, let's cross the first hurdle first, getting everybody together on the same page, same day. With the emphasis as we go down the line, as I said yesterday, to having a national network and having a national protest movement going forward. Having a network of people in every town and every county in Ireland working together and on the same page. And that's where we're sitting at the minute, right now, at this moment in time.
Very good. And John, will you be putting out more and more information, you know, as the days go on? It's just, I know there's a lot of people are a little bit confused about what has to be done or what they're supposed to be doing. And, you know, so I think that the more information's given out, the better.
Well, I agree with you, Orla. And, you know, we're kind of, look, this is not a dictatorship by any means of format. It's far from it. This is about everybody getting out and getting a little group of people around them. Let them get wherever they are, whatever community they're in, and saying, okay, look, what can we do on the day to show the government that we are mightily pissed off with the price of everything going up, the fact that my son or my daughter can't get accommodation in Sligo or Galway University or Cork, whatever the case is, because it's costing a small fortune. The local farming communities, they should get together on this in a big way, because by this time next year, they're going to be looking at their bank accounts, and their whole subsidy schemes and everything else is going to be going down by about 50%. They may not realize this now, but it is coming down the line. People have got to wake it up to the whole digital ID thing. There's so many different things behind this. So, get out, do what you feel is necessary to get your voice out there. And anybody that wants to get back to us, please do. We will give you a little bit of guidance. We're a long time doing this. I've done a few protests in my time. I've run a few rallies. So we have a fair idea what we're to do within the perimeters of the law. That's very, very, and I have to stress this, within the perimeters of the law, that we don't want anybody arrested at any of these things, but we have a constitutional right to get out there and let our voice be heard. So on that, anybody that wants to get in contact, anybody that feels like their town or their village is being swamped or there's something going wrong, it's a grassroots networking. It's called the Risen People, but it's a grassroots network. It's not a political network. It's not a political movement. It's a grassroots movement.
Can I throw an idea at you there, John? Because you mentioned
Martin,
about
see that there? That's wide open to every idea.
Yeah. Encourage each individual to literally go to Woodies, buy a 2x4, get a bit of board or whatever, make your own individual sign as to why you're there, because not all the problems affect us. Like, or example, you struggled with accommodation for your young fella for college, right? That would have been your thing. Me, I suffered at the hands of employers for having conservative views. Paul targeted by the state for basically dragged through the courts, etc., and stuff like that. So everybody has their individual story. Bring your story to the street. Not the whole national movement, not everything's going on, just your individual story. And if we had, in each town, if we had one person to just go around and talk to everybody, we could do up a lovely little snippet of, hi, I'm Martin from wherever, and this is my individual gripe with the government, and this is what I want to see changed, and have your little sign with you. It'd be fantastic. Optically, it would be beautiful, but it would also highlight the fact that we get tarred with, it's all about immigration. It's not about immigration. That's just it's part of the problem. But there are huge amounts of problems in society. So if you're getting involved in this movement, I put that idea to you. Tell your individual story about why you're unhappy. Make your individual sign about why you were unhappy, and then go out with other people. And who's know, the person next to you might have a solution to your problem, or might be able to help you with your problem, and vice versa. And you build your little network of people in your community where you can sort ideas that fix your local problems.
This is exactly, like, when you go to these big rallies or whatever the case is, you don't get a chance to do that. You go to support your fellow nationalists or your fellow patriot or whatever the case is. In this case, as you said, Martin, it's bring it to the town, bring it localized, and let the people get out there and show, as you say, with a placard or with whatever the case is, to get their ideas out there. And that's a really good point.
Thank you for that. Now I'm going to bring young Aaron up. How are you there, Aaron? Hang on, I'll get you. Let me get.
Hey, Aaron, great speech yesterday.
Hi, Aaron.
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Frozen, has he?
Can you hear us? I can hear you. Yeah.
No, I think he's frozen.
He's frozen. He has Bell's palsy.
Yeah.
He's gone off again there. Now you're Big John.
Big John.
Big John.
Well, guys, how's everybody?
Yeah, good. Hold on there.
Are you back, Aaron?
No, Aaron.
Hi, Aaron.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, we can hear you.
All, how you all doing?
Hi, kiddo.
How are you?
Well done yesterday.
Well done yesterday, Aaron. Yeah, brilliant speech. Well done. The comments have been on fire here because of it too as well this evening. Well done.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It was just a massive honour speaking there in the Rebel County. I've said it so many times now, and I'll keep saying it. That's going to be a memory for the rest of my life now, I believe.
Well done. Well done. But it was some crowd there yesterday too, wasn't it, Aaron?
Yeah, I believe it was a very good crowd considering all the division that happened around Cork, all the people coming out and attacking it, the people who like to call themselves nationalists, trying to divide it. To have that turnout there, even through everything that happened, was brilliant. So fair play to Anita and all in Cork says no.
Look, can you just home in there on Aaron for a second? Aaron, you have, and I've said this to you privately, and I'll say it publicly now, you have over this last 6 months to a year become a very solid young man, both with the way you carry yourself, number one, how you talk to people away from the stage, number two, and number three, equally as important, if not more important, how you command yourself on stage and up there talking to people. Like, I find it daunting, and I have been speaking for a long time publicly, but for you it must be daunting, and I say well done, and congratulations on getting up there and speaking from the gut out. Well done.
Thank you. I honestly appreciate it. And you're right, it's daunting, to be honest. Every time I'm going up to speak, I'm absolutely terrified. The days leading up to it, I'm absolutely so looking forward to it. The day of it, on the drive to whatever march it is or whatever I'm doing, I am absolutely just terrified. That was the way I was feeling.
I'll be honest,
Well,
you wouldn't be
you
human
know
if you
it.
weren't me. Yeah, seriously.
John, you were with me there in Cork. You saw the amount of water I was drinking. I was absolutely terrified that I'd mess up the quote. So all in all, I'm pretty proud of how I did, and I'm pretty proud of how far I actually have came.
I stood behind you at one stage. I put my two hands on your shoulder, one on each shoulder. I said, "You'll be all right, kiddo. Go up there and speak from the heart out." And I hope that helped. I hope that helped you. And I think you did really well. So, well done, kiddo.
It truly did, John. John, Martin, Orla, Paul, all of you really have helped me to become the person I am now and to the level that I'm at now. I mean, John, I believe it was your march anyway. That was the first march I ever attended. I know you were speaking at it anyway. Looking back on it, I remembered, oh my God, John was there. But that was back when I was nothing, When I started making it, it was on TikTok and I started talking about American politics. And I used to go to marches and I used to admire everyone on stage. And now I'm up on the stage and it's an honor. And it's an honor to be around so many great people. So many people who I myself consider the true Irish. I said it on stage, I've said it before, and I'll continue to say it. The people who stand up against the corruption, against the tyranny, against what's happening in their country are the true Irish, because we are the ones who make our ancestors.
Well, Aaron, you have a job to do. You know that. Your job is to waken up every young person from the age of 16 up to 35. We'll do the rest if we can, right? Your job is to waken up those young people, get onto their platforms, tell them what's happening, get them out of the bubble that they're in, and get them onto your level and your way of thinking, and get them into the young national movement. That's your job, and it's a hell of a task, but I know, and I'm sure the panel here knows, you're more than capable of doing it. And if we can help you, I'm sure anybody here will help you whatever way we can.
Thank you. I appreciate it, and I understand this is a massive weight on my shoulders to wake up these young people, because we need the youth on our side. I mean, look at what happened with Nepal. The youth are our future and the youth are the backbone. It's what I've said on the stage. If it's not your generation that takes this country back, it will be mine, because I believe the youth have a fury burning in them. And when enough of them waking up and realize, wait, what did the government do to us? When enough young people realize that the government put out a vaccine, well, what they called a vaccine that murdered people, when the youth find out more about how they left the elderly to die in the nursing homes, that's not going to go down well with them. We are, and excuse my language, I really hate cursing, but we are majorly pissed off with what's going on. And I know I am, because the vaccine,
not a course.
The so-called vaccine, it took my aunt. It killed my aunt 14 weeks from diagnosis. And every time I step up on a stage, anytime I call out the government and what they've done, I know she's standing behind me, holding my shoulders, just as you. So I continue on this fight for her. I continue on the fight for all the young people. I continue on this fight for my brother and sister, who are the absolute. I'm fighting for their future completely.
100%, Aaron. Well done, man. Well done. Well done.
Well said. The younger generation will save the countries, USA, Ireland. It's the woke 30, 40s who have allowed all this corruption and takeovers. I have observed this. I have observed it myself. I'm 57. I've seen this happening. They have the woke agenda in all the colleges. They're all captured. The colleges are. You're seeing exactly what happened there the other night with that chap Elijah Burke. They start heckling them and the whole lot. That young fella is to be cheered on, not heckled. You know what I mean? He's standing up for his rights and he's standing up for his brother's rights. And if these people can't answer a question, they're typical lefties. As soon as you start asking them a question, they turn on you and call you names. That's what they do. That's their tactic. They've no other tactic, only that. So fair play to that young man, Elijah Burke. I hope he really does well. I really do.
I just can't understand, Paul, why the audience didn't actually walk out with him. I just can't understand that.
Because they're all handpicked.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not handpicked. There's been 20 to 30 years of brainwashing. They believe in Marxism. I have family members that actually openly call themselves I'm a Marxist, I'm a communist, and they're highly intelligent, they're very well educated, but they have no smarts whatsoever. They've literally been allowed themselves to be indoctrinated by an education system that is designed to keep them in line. And they're still, at the end of the day, they're still just a worker bee, the same as the rest of us. They're just a worker bee. They're just they're a willing slave. Is their problem? I've seen it in adult people. I've seen it people that would be of John's generation who spent huge amounts of time in education. And again, completely and utterly brainwashed into entitlement, into belief that they deserve free stuff, and that it's our job to ensure that they keep getting the free stuff. It's very sad. As well as like, I know there's people who want to tackle government. We also have to tackle the education system. It's something that has to be. We have to rebuild the entire country from the absolute ground up. But getting kids out of the third level education system will be a start. Put your kids into a trade. Discourage them from going to third level. Teach them to get them to do something with their hands.
I can agree 100%, Martin. As someone who's young and in a trade, it is honestly the best thing I believe any young person can get into. It'll give you skills for the rest of your life, honestly.
100%, Aaron.
Okay, lads, while we're all here, I'm going to just speak about this here. This is from Liam the Butler. Liam the Butler is one of our own, and he does some great research.
Yeah, he's
I'm
brilliant.
just going to read this. I'm going to read this. More than 1.1 million of taxpayers' money was spent in 2024 by TDs, ministers and senators on the social media providers, PR communications and secretarial support under the Special Secretarial Allowance, a little-known fund that allows politicians to hire part-time help to outsource public relations and communications work. According to Oireachtas records, the total cost for 2024 was 1.137 million. So 1.1, nearly 1.2 million. While the stated purpose of the allowance is to assist towards expenses rising from secretarial assistance, public relations, information technology, but not web related, and training services. Many payments went to private media and digital companies, including several with personal or political links. Here's the breakdown of some of the disclosed spending. Taoiseach Micheál Martin paid nearly $6,000 to Upload Media Limited, owned by Derek Coyne, a Dublin-based creative media agency offering photography, video and web services. Public Expenditure Minister Jack Chambers paid $5,000 to Communicate International, a strategic communications firm which, according to UK Companies House, was dissolved in March 2025. Former Minister Simon Coveney spent $40,500 with Cameo Communications, a Cork-based PR firm run by David Cronin, who also co-owns the Wild Academy in Cork. Enterprise Minister Peter Burke from Mullingar paid $5,535 to Social Media Elite, a company run by Conor Cochran and Sarah Kiernan, the same couple he met during his visit to Mullingar Business Park. Agriculture Minister Charlie McGonigal paid nearly $5,000 to Fabric Creative Media, owned by Damien Williams and Orla Brandon. Education Minister Norman Foley paid £4,000 to Fogarty Films, and another 1,000 to U3 Information owned by Ivan and Deirdre Yates. So Ivan Yates owned it. This was the minister. Housing Minister Dara O'Brien paid 500 to U3. Green Party leader and Environmental Minister paid $3,500 to Sherpa. Minister for State Alan Dillon paid 6,700 digital training institute owned by Joanna Sweeney Burke. However, not all details were made public. Apparently, that there was a lot of redactions on this. So Niall Collins paid 42 grand. Look, 42,700 to Niall Collins, 26.5 to Culture Minister Patrick O'Donovan, 14,700 to Hildegard Naughton, 11,700 to Anne Ravish, and 7,300 to Minister Thomas Bourne. In total, 937 grand was spent on temporary vouched employees, part-time hires or short-term secretarial staff, with the largest individual spenders individual spenders including Tánaiste Simon Harris, 44 grand, Jennifer Carroll McNeil, 37 grand, Pascal Donahue, 40 grand. The redacted sections of the record have raised questions about who actually received much of the funding. So there's the total spend there. I'm just going to click into these for you. So there you go there. Peter Burke, social media elite. Thomas Bourne, Jack Chambers, 45. He spent 1, 2, 3. This is all the money they spent. Look, Simon Coveney, 40 grand. Alan Dillon, 7.5 grand. But there's one's redacted as well there. So you're not seeing the full outcome of that. That's some amount of money to be paying on PR, isn't it?
Jesus Christ, it's unreal.
They're the spin doctors. The spin doctors don't come free. Yeah, spin. The Niall Collins one, was that Niall Collins, Neil Collins, Niall O'Connell's, Niall O'Connor, Neil O'Connor. It's the Limerick lad, isn't he? With all the different names.
Niall Collins, yeah. TD allowance, yeah.
Yeah. But interesting.
18,700.
Yeah. Interesting. His is redacted. Yeah.
Sean Fleming.
I wonder did he pay it to himself?
Hildegard Naughton. Well, that's exactly what's happening here, people. You know what I mean? This is just a club. As your man, as Jeff Carling or whatever his name is, George Carling is, this is a club and we're not in it. End of story. That's it. It's money for your mates. That's what it is, you know. Crazy.
It's crazy the amount of money that's been spent. It's crazy the amount of money that's been spent here we're not even seeing or hearing about it. So now that it's beginning to come to light.
Yeah. After people, that was a freedom of information request, I think, wasn't it? I think that's what, I think it was. Yeah. That's the only way you get anything now, John, is freedom of information. It's the only way.
Yeah.
But this stuff needs to be put out more and more to show people the money that's been handed out to these people, the money that's been wasted. This is taxpayers' money on utter nonsense. Like, people should be bloody outraged over this.
Yeah, someone's just asking there, where's the link to this? This is Liam the Butler.
He's on Facebook.
He's on Facebook. Liam the Butler is
he's on X as well, isn't he? Or TikTok.
And he's on X as well, yeah. So it was him who actually put this out. We use a lot of Liam stuff. Yeah.
Crazy.
All I have never listened to them before. Yeah, okay. Okay, but some amount of money, isn't it?
The never ending gravy train. 100%.
Exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I've just been sent in the Michael Leahy video. Will I play the Michael Leahy video?
Go for it.
I may as well. It's been sent in to me. So
why not?
Hi, this is Michael Leahy, Chairman of the Interim Committee of the Irish Freedom Party, expressing my thanks to those who voted in our recent vote to expel our former leader, Mr. Herman Kelly, and expressing my thanks to those who came out to vote. It is regrettable that we had to take this course of action. It was always my intention that after the unity talks were concluded that we would have an Ardèche and Herman would be free to run for election again. But unfortunately, the course of action that he took in establishing an alternative Ardcorda, an alternative Ardèche, at which only 12 people attended, it was a descent into absolute farce. course. The action that he took gave us no alternative but to exclude him from the party. I regret having to do that, but it had to be done. And I'm very sorry to see it, his association with the party ending that way. I now plead with him, of course, to acknowledge this and to accept the situation de facto on the ground. He's been defeated now in 3 consecutive votes. It really is time for him to go. It really is time for him to accept the inevitable. Hopefully he will do that. He will have the common sense to do that, but well, past recent performance doesn't hold out too much hope that he will. It is now time to rebuild our party. I have been contacted by several people who are now happy to rejoin the party now that Herman has finally been ousted, and there have been many defections from the party, particularly since the last election, and they had one common theme, and that was the abrasive style of Mr. Kelly, and he's now gone. It's now time for us to go forward and to look to the future, to look in particular towards a continuing process of unity with other nationalist groups. That was the basis for what we've been doing over the last several months. I had to tread very carefully because, unfortunately, Mr. Kelly was sniping from the background and trying to undermine the process. He's now gone, and we can move forward in a more decided way. I think there are many people who have been wary of the Irish Freedom Party who will now rejoin us. And I think we must also go forward and meet with other groups that we've been reluctant to meet with so far, but now we can do so. It is our intention, of course, to hold an Ardèche in the near future at which a full new leadership team can be elected. And I would appeal to people to come forward within the party, to come forward for taking on roles of leadership, and perhaps the role of leadership, President and Chairman, will be available. So I would appeal to people to examine what they can do, how they can help our country. Our country is in very dire straits. We need an alternative voice. It's not there. It's not being provided by any of the major parties. And the nationalist movement, as we see, is deeply, deeply fractured and divided. And there's a variety of reasons for that. I suspect the actions of external actors in that. But nevertheless, we have kept a consistent line in the Irish Freedom Party of being a moderate, sensible party which tries to bring unity together, tries to bring different people together. And that's what we're going to continue to do, so that we can offer an alternative voice to people. The Ardèche will be held within the next few weeks. And again, I appeal to people to get involved and to accept that the party does need support from its members, both financial support and logistical support on the ground. If you're not prepared to roll up your sleeves and get involved, then there probably is no point in being involved in the party. Of course, we accept all the help we can get during election times, but it's the humdrum work of establishing commons, establishing policies, and establishing a process of reaching out to the people. That is the work that pays dividends in the end, and that's what we need to start doing. This is Michael Leahy, Chairman of the Interim Committee. Again, thanking people for voting in accordance with our suggestions and excluding Mr. Kelly from the party. Thank you very much.
Well, there you have it.
Two things to say on that. Two very interesting things. First of all,
go on. Yeah,
it's in the comments. Leather jacket.
yeah.
Secondly, I think he said external actors.
Yes.
And I think it's the first time he's acknowledged that there are external actors in the movement. And I think maybe he's beginning to find out now that not everybody who claims to be what they're saying they are exactly what they are. And that's very, very interesting. Like I said, look, IFP, nothing to do with me. I will tell you one thing. We got the timeline bang on. We said it would take over a year to come to some sort of resolution. It's probably still not done. It'll probably go to the Electoral Commission, but bang on. We were bang on the timeline. And everything that came to pass, we offered the simplest, quickest, cleanest solution. It was rejected. We moved on. That they're where they are. But very interesting that Michael said that he's acknowledged external actors. Very interesting.
Yeah. He kind of has to now. He has to. Let's be honest. You know what I mean? Like, everyone can see what's going on here. People aren't blind. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in contact with lots and lots of nationalists that don't follow Herman, Malachy, or whoever else. You know what I mean? And they've seen through these people. Okay, they don't want to follow these people anymore. They want something better to follow. You know what I mean? They don't even want to be following anything. They're happy enough potting along as they are. trying to sort out their own stuff. You know what I mean?
I know why John jumped off there as well. He's got the exact same jacket inside in the cupboard, and he just went to check it, make sure it was still there. All right, John.
Hold on. Herman Kelly won't acknowledge this vote. Only way to get rid of Kelly is through the Electoral Commission, like Patrick Quinlan did. Herman will have another hit piece video tomorrow to claim he's still the president. Yeah, well, this is like, guys. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay, I was a big fan of Herman Kelly's while I was in the party. I was nobody. You know yourself, like I was putting him out there all the time as the best leader for this and the best leader for that, which I thought he was at the time. And then I saw a side of him that I didn't like, and that's why I jumped ship. That's why I went with the lads, because I knew the truth. I knew what had happened, and I seen the lies that were perpetrated. And then I started talking to other people who started the IFP with Herman Kelly, who left the IFP. And there's one common denominator in all of these people who left. Ben Gilroy was one of them. Who else? What's his name from Gript? Ben Scallon was a founding member. Michael Burke was a founding member. I think Teresa Cal was a founding member. There was a lot of people there that were all founding members of that. And there was one common denominator there why those people left. And that denominator was Herman Kelly. So now he has been found out. People know exactly what he has done and how he has done this. He's manipulated people for the last 7 years. It's not going to happen anymore. He should be gone out of nationalism. End of story. I'll put my hand up to say he has done sterling work over the years. But as far as trust goes, you've lost the trust of a lot of people and you need to go, mate. I'm sorry. So that's what I'll leave it there at that.
Honestly, I'm just sick of hearing his name at this point.
Yeah.
What's the story with him and this new Kieran Kelly party? Is he part of that or is he not part of that? What's the story?
Yes. He is.
What was that? I got some information today, so can we just put a pin in that one and we'll talk about it in the green room? Something came across.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll just put a pin.
Yeah, I may have got the same one.
We'll talk about it off there.
I actually have to drop off now, guys. If that's all right, I'm up at 5 a.m. for work tomorrow. Big early start.
Good man, Aaron.
No problem, Aaron. Thanks so much.
Thanks for coming on, mate. Have a good one. And there's someone just saying there, Aaron would make a good leader. There you go, Aaron.
He will be in the future. He will be. All I've said it before. All we're doing is digging a hole that somebody can build a foundation that young men like him will actually build our future on. Simple as that.
There will be plenty. 100%. Thank you all so much for having me on. I look forward to coming on again. Thank you.
God bless you, Aaron.
God bless me. Cheers.
Talk to him, bud.
Cheers.
He's a good lad.
He is a good lad. He is a good lad.
Nah, he is a good lad. Like he's fighting a hard battle in himself, you know.
Yeah. Someone just saying there, Herman was often on TV3 Virgin Media. That would have to tell everything. Nobody else from the nationalist movement would get in the door of that station. Well, okay, I'm going to address that. Herman was the darling of Brexit. Let's be honest about it. Everybody loved Herman. They wanted having him on the shows. They wanted him talking about Brexit. They wanted him talking about everything. And he was very good at what he did. You know what I mean? So I don't, that comment doesn't really, that's why he was there. He was there on merit because he knew what he was talking about. I wish he'd ever just fuck off back to Brussels now and leave Ireland to sort out itself. That's, yeah. Told us to trust. Yeah. Herman Kelly, that told us to trust the government during COVID and tweeted a picture of his newly painted deck chairs. Talk about slow to see. Yeah, well, okay. I was slow to see it as well, mate. I was. So, God bless Aaron. Yeah.
Okay. Can I just throw something in here for a second? Right, we'll come back to the 25th. I didn't mention it there, and I meant to mention it. There are, and we're doing this ourselves up in Dublin at the GPO. Not on the day, but at that night. Limerick, Ross Blair, I think, as far as I know, whatever it is, and others are jumping on board on this as well. At the GPO on that night, we're actually highlighting the homeless situation again by doing a camp out, right? This is a follow-up to what we did at Leinster House, going back a few months ago. Martin, you were there. And I'm just letting everybody know that is happening on the same day, that evening. So anybody wants to hop on board with that, bring a tent, bring a sleeping bag, highlight the homeless. That's in there as well. All right. So thank you for that.
Good stuff.
Very good. Very good.
I make no
And-
promises this time.
After the last time, I know, Martin, you were great to have you there the last time. You kept me going.
Yeah. And
And I
John,
just want to highlight
if
this as
people-
well.
if-
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
I just want to highlight this as well. Are you on day 20 today outside the Dáil? Or is it 21?
I'd say it's more than that. It's probably 21 or 22, I think.
Yeah, it's 21, I think it is. And these
Yeah, because
people
I put them up a
sick.
couple of days ago, and I think that was day 18, and I think that was maybe 2
Yeah.
days ago.
God bless them.
Yeah.
Unreal.
These
Unreal
people
what
need
they're
your
going
help.
through.
Yeah, drop out and see them. Drop out and have a chat with them.
Yeah.
Stand beside them there if you can, people, because they really need your help, and they're starting to look unwell, really unwell at this
And
moment.
these people are
What's
older.
wrong? That is so wrong. Nobody should go through that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's so
It's
wrong.
horrendous. They should just give those people. Now, there's 400 of those people that need this, you know what I mean? And it's not just them 4 that's there, but they're the 4 that have made a stand. And I'll.
But they're only looking,
fair play
like,
to
they're
them.
looking for a medical card, and they're looking for
Yeah.
the pension, right? You have
Yeah,
people coming into this country by the boatload that have no connection here and been handed everything and anything to them. So these people are perfectly entitled, you know what I mean, to to the state pension and to a medical card. Like, after years and years of abuse, it's absolutely disgraceful.
But that just goes to show how toxic this government that we have in there. That's just how toxic they are against the Irish people. And they have to be taken to task on this. They have to be. No 2 ways about it.
But
We're at that point.
Considering the budget and the amount of money that they've allocated for X, Y, and Z, I won't go into the things I don't disagree with, but it's actually pittance. It's actually such a minute amount of money and a minute amount of services to give to people who the state bears a responsibility to.
Exactly.
It's spiteful.
Just again, go back to that, right? I only
there's a
think of this
left-wing
again,
civil service.
who somebody put it up, and it was very well written out. About, like, there's foreigners coming into this country, they're getting PlayStations. Never mind that they're getting medical cards, accommodation, free food, probably free clothing, vouchers for supermarkets and everything. And then you have 400 people who can't get a medical card and a state pension. And they were made work in these places. It was like slave labour. This government is an absolute and utter disgrace.
Yeah, well said, Orla.
Well said. 100%.
Find out actually who said it, because the way
I'll
this
tell you what I'm
unwrites-
going to.
Nick, hold on.
Hold on there. Let me just make this smaller. I'll tell you what I am going to go with now. We have a writer with the Irish, with the Irish channel called Ger Malloy, the Irish channel, right? And he done a piece last week about the pension. I'm going to read this piece. This is a very good piece that he done. So it'll take me a minute or two. So there you go there. By Ger Malloy, the Irish channel. There it is there. Irish workers must be ready to work into their 70s to support a future faltering economy. The warning bells are tolling for Ireland's economy, just as German Chancellor Friedrich Merz cautioned his people to prepare to work longer and harder to support the faltering economy. Ireland faces a strikingly similar demographic and fiscal cliff. While the current state pension age in Ireland is 66, the financial trajectory suggests a future where Irish citizens too must prepare for retirement age reaching 73 by 2060, a seismic shift for social and economic life. The stark reality is one of an accelerating old age dependency ratio. In 2022, there were roughly 4 people of working age for every person over 65 in Ireland. By 2050, this ratio was projected to fall dramatically to about 2 to 1. This rapidly aging population, coupled with the success of people living longer and healthier lives, means the burden of financing an ever-growing retired population on a similar base of workers is becoming unsustainable. The fiscal time bomb. Ireland's pay-as-you-go state pension system is heading for deep trouble. The fund supporting the pension system is forecast to begin recording multi-billion euro deficits within the next 2 decades. Age-related expenditure, pensions, healthcare and long-term care is projected to be one of the largest increases in the EU, growing by a significant percentage of national income over the next 3 decades. Without radical policy reform, this will necessitate a combination of substantial tax increases, cuts to benefits, or most likely a further increase in the state pension age. Policy decisions in recent years have been reluctant to raise the pension age as originally planned, have only delayed the inevitable. Increasing the eventual cost was the government has established funds like the Future Ireland Fund to help offset some of these projected costs. Experts from the Irish Fiscal Advisory Council and the Central Bank have repeatedly warned that furthermore fundamental reforms are essential. Learning from the continent, the German expert panel recommendation to raise their retirement age to 73 to 2060 serves as a powerful indication of the direction Ireland is also headed. Ireland's demographic transition is one of the fastest in Europe, moving from one of the youngest populations to one of the oldest in a relatively short time frame. This rapid shift necessitates proactive and long-term planning. A phased increase in the state pension age to 67 by 2031, as previously recommended by the Pensions Commissions, may only be the first step to achieve genuine long-term fiscal stability, particularly with the scale of projected age-related expenditure. A gradual decades-long increase towards 73, mirroring the German discussion, appears necessary. Nearly finished. The new social contract. The conversation must now shift. It's no longer about if people will walk into their late 60s and 70s, but how this will be managed fairly. Policy must support flexible working options, combat ageism in the labour market, and invest in reskilling and help to ensure that those who are required to work longer are able to do so in quality, sustainable employment. The alternative, a reliance on higher taxes and mounting national debt, will disproportionately impact younger generations, diminishing their living standards for the sustainability of the state's finances and intergenerational fairness. The Irish public must accept a new social contract demanding a longer working life. It is only fiscal prudent path towards securing the national finances. So there you go. That was from a guy that we have, Jeremy Malloy. He's with the Irish Channel, and he wrote that article. And
Absolutely,
that's exactly what's happening.
Fantastically written. Now I'm gonna just throw a couple of points out there. So this can be argued as to why the government decided and said in the Dáil they needed to increase the population of Ireland. They're bringing in all these people to support the pension, but pay taxes, etc., etc., etc. More people working. Now that is the first lie that was told, because these people are actually a drain on the economy completely, and they're never going to work, and they're just going to breed, and they're going to be on social welfare, and etc., etc., etc. So we know all that. These plans to make you work until you're nearly dead, and then you know what's coming after this. It's they're doing it in Canada, they're doing it in certain EU states. There's the suicide machine. Don't be a burden on your children or your grandchildren. Get into the suicide machine. So that's another thing. There's a very, very simple solution to this problem of the aging population. Encourage your indigenous population to have larger families. Aim for a society where a single income, this can all be done, where a single income is enough. Mom or dad, whoever stays at home, minds the children, have 5 or 6 children, nice big family, live a comfortable life. You know, if they want to talk about social contract, we need to rewrite the social contract to say that this is not happening. The retirement age should be 65. 65 is a fair age to work to, and it should not be changed. It shouldn't even be 66. It should be 65. That's the social contract. You should be able to live in the society on a single income. If you want more, work more. If you both want to work more, pay the childcare, etc., etc. That's up to you. But we need to build a society where you must work. At least one person must work, but you can live on a single wage. If we fix that problem in relation to make it financially viable for a good married couple to have lots of children and them to live a comfortable single income life, problem solved. Simple as that. You fix your age demographic, and then you have to deal with the spongers, whether they be internal or external. You have to deal with government waste. You have to deal with cronyism. You have to deal with the brown envelopes, etc., etc., etc. But the biggest thing is if you can encourage a woman to happily have 4 or 5 children, live a nice life with a good husband, problem solved. You do not have to worry about what's going to happen in 50, 60 years, because you will have the workforce, the indigenous workforce, well-educated, well-skilled to self-sustain the economy. You don't need to import workers. You don't need to make people work till their dying day. Simple as that. Large families, have babies, happy days.
Yeah.
John?
Paul, will you will you just wait till you see this, John, now, just in what we were talking about with those people outside the Dáil. I just sent you on a post there from Facebook. Just put that up. Now, just think, again, these people, right, who are abusing these industrial schools are only looking for a medical card and a pension after years and years of work, okay? Just look at this. We need background music.
Is this the post you put up, Orla?
Just, yes.
Is this your...
Martin, can you sing?
Just I can sing far away.
Further away
I was saying, John, not anything you'd like to listen to. I listen to German industrial metal, so it's not to everybody's taste.
Trust me,
metal.
Do not go on a trip with Martin anywhere.
That's the way to go.
Christina Walsh is just putting in there. In Canada, Martin, the first heart transplant from somebody that chose suicide was done last week.
Oh, God.
Okay, this is from yourself, Orla. We will never know the exact cost of immigration in this country. Okay, hold. You just sent me that there. Is that the one you're talking about? Oh, that's an iPass one you sent me.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. We will never know the exact cost of immigration into this country. It seems to be more and more money being spent, taxpayers' money. Taxi costs in 2024, look, just shy of $1 million.
This
cost
is
in 2025. Yeah, this is just for taxis.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. O'Callaghan, 228,107 was spent on taxis from January to June. Jesus Christ. Last May, it was reported that more than 12 million had been spent transporting international protection applicants to the cost related to bus and taxi services used to transport asylum seekers from their point of arrival in the country to IPAS centres. A total of 4.1 million was spent on transport. Sorry, what were you saying, John?
How much?
4.12 million.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
That was just on transport in 2022, following the activation of the EU Temporary Protective Directive. And the bill increased to 4.75 million the following year before falling to 2.43 million in 2024. The IPAS system involves groups of residents arriving, leaving, and moving to different centres each week for a range of reasons. Transport is not required as part of some residents' moves. There's the articles there. 1.1 million spent on taxis for IPAS. That was from the other day. Justice Miller, Jim O'Callaghan. Yeah, there you go.
So now, just look at those figures. And our own Irish people, after years of abuse, are not even given a medical card.
Yeah. Sickening, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yet, the people of this country are sitting back, doing fuck all about it, and taking it on the chin and saying, yeah, look, actually, look, they have to be helped.
Because it doesn't affect them, John. Doesn't
It
affect
just,
them.
you just hit the point there. I was talking to a man this evening down in Spar, and he says to me, I seen you were in Cork. Yes, I said, yeah, I was, yeah. And I said, look, we're just talking about the general gist of things, right? I said, you know something? What is wrong with the farmers that are not getting out? Because by this time next year, their farming subsidies are going to be cut in half, right? He says, well, John, the reason being there is that it's not affecting them now. They're waiting for it to affect them like down the line. But it will affect them. And then it's too late.
It'll soon, John, when they've no cattle. When the cattle have been sent in from Argentina and our own 200 million cattle are going to be slaughtered. So,
but why are the farmers not seeing this?
Because
I can't understand that. Even down to we were one of the biggest nations for growing potatoes.
Yeah.
Now we're importing the bloody things.
Yeah.
Jesus H. Christ. They've sold us out. They've sold everything out at this stage.
Yeah,
that's it. Agreed.
I didn't get a chance yesterday, but I saw a video on barley. You know, there was farmers giving out about the barley, that seemingly the barley in this country is excellent, but they're bringing in cheap barley from other countries.
Yeah.
You know,
because
before I did something on it. But there you go again. Why are we importing stuff that we can have here?
The simple reason is the cost of the materials to grow your barley, the cost of all the labor on it and everything else is phenomenal. we can't afford to grow it now. We can buy it in cheaper from a foreign country because this government has taxed it to fucking health. That's what the problem is. So it all goes back.
Yeah, the quality.
It all goes back to government.
Angela Leggett is just putting in there. A guy from the HSE has visited my elderly mother 3 times, uninvited, with brochures about nursing homes and selling her house. He was there again last Wednesday. So this is the 4th time coming.
I kick him out the frigging gate.
Yeah.
It'd be great to Angela, if you can ever catch that on camera, it would be fantastic. We get this guy, because they're unsolicited visits, and you are perfectly entitled to record somebody at your door. So
this is sort of stuff we have to expose.
Yeah. And what do we say? It was, first of all, we have to look after Granny. Now it's we have to kick Granny out of her home, and then we have to kill Granny.
Yeah. You've just hit on the head.
So let's get rid of Granny.
Goodbye, Granny. You're bored, and goodbye. Knock her off. Good luck.
Yeah. That'll be the day after she finishes working, after 60-something years.
When she's 79.
Well, let's sorry, go on.
Go on. What were you going to say?
Just a quick one. Right. We accept this. The country got money, and we decided that we can't live. It has to be 2 cars. It has to be 5-bedroom house. It has to be 2 holidays a year. This is on a certain generation who got a taste of the good life. Right. That life is over now. Accept that life is over, and just accept that if you've got a roof over your head, if you've food in your belly, you're winning. You're winning in life. You have your health, roof over your head, food in your belly. You've pretty much won at life. Accept less. Just mind what you have, right? But we don't need stuff, and we don't need things. You know what I mean? You don't. The two of you don't need to go out and kill yourselves. Manage your bills. As long as you're paying away a little bit in the mortgage and a little bit in the ESB and a little bit in whatever, no one can touch you. You know, there's legal routes to defend yourself. You know what I mean? Don't ever go hungry. Don't ever go cold. Don't ever worry about a TV license or a car tax or mortgage payments or anything like that. You just tip away what you can. You know what I mean? You have to pay. That's a reality in life. You have to pay, but not at your own health's expense, right? You're constitutionally actually protected. Your person, your own person, is constitutionally protected. So you just tip away on your bills. You know, don't live an extravagant lifestyle. You can't have it all. But accept that we don't need things and we don't need money. A nice, simple little life with happy partner, happy children. Everybody fed, watered, and warm, and a roof over their head, and you've literally won at life. You've done exactly what we're supposed to do, and just simplify. And if everybody stops paying or cuts back the amount they're paying, you'll actually see that the bills will come down. They'll come down. If everybody just decides, I'm not paying my ESB bill anymore, I'm cutting the cancel direct debit, and I'm going to give them 50 euros a week, or the European average 68, 69 euros a month. I mean, that's it. Pay that European average, because we're all Europeans, as the government tell us. Same with your mortgage payments. You can cut them by half for a while. What are they going to do? Take 6 months off and just pay for 6 months, and you make sure that, you know what I mean, your other stuff is taken care of. TV license. What about it? They're bringing people to court left, right, and centre as a way of trying to scare people.
We don't watch the TV anyway.
Exactly. Stick your fingers up them. Tell them you're not paying it. That's it. What are they going to do? They're going to jail everybody.
Show to watch.
Yeah. What are they going to do? They're going to jail everybody.
I turned on the TV tonight for the first time in about 6 months to watch ELOT.
Yeah, there you go. See, this is your match, John.
And I tell you, you didn't look any better on TV. Well, you did, Ola. You look great.
Never mind with those two lads.
You just look fabulous.
There's a comment there.
Robert Hagan is just.
Sorry, go on.
Sorry, why won't you put up comments on Kieran Kelly? He claims he has info that can take down the government. He claims he has lots of things. I've yet to see any of these things.
Where is all this info?
Yeah, he's spinning as a yarn, lads. He's, catchy monkey. You know what I mean? He's falling for his bullshit. I'm not falling for his bullshit.
He puts out this carrot in front of the donkey, and the donkey is running after the carrot.
Yeah, now you have it. I don't trust it. Put my finger on it. Yeah. Anthony Mulcahy wants to keep people out of nursing homes. Was a horrific case on Limerick Post paper of elderly woman with 2 broken legs. Left for a week before taken to hospital. That is disgusting.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
Disgusting.
No, there's so much.
This is the only show. Chris Bourne, Orla, Paul Martin, and John. This is the only show to watch nowadays. Fair play to you, Chris. Fair play to you.
And any animal lovers can watch Angel appearing most
Yeah,
weeks.
Yeah.
But on
Either
a
or.
very serious note, though, we're coming into what's going to be probably a very cold winter and a harsh winter. The government will give out there in a budget a €10 increase to the elderly for God knows what, right? But that will not be paid till next April or whatever. But
Yeah,
yet,
to
in
get
the
the
meantime,
freezing
your
and
bag
all.
of coal has gone up to €15, your gas has gone up to €32 for a bottle of gas, and so on. These people, these elderly that are out there, and they are out there and living on their own, I know an awful lot of them, have a decision to make this winter. Do I eat that can of beans or do I light my fire? And
Exactly,
that
John.
is the harsh fucking reality of it.
Exactly.
That lady,
And
apparently that lady died.
I came across that several
No,
times
no.
as well. So that's 100% true. Do you know? And
and
there's no credits this year either. So like the elderly are really going to struggle between
Angie, if
you know,
you've
electricity and
links
heat.
to that story, will you just will you send it on to the show?
Yeah,
Send it
and
on
Bring
to
it
the
on
show,
then,
Angie, yeah.
actually.
please.
Please.
And then like you look at like nothing given towards the cost of living crisis and so on down the line, and yet we have allegedly, and this is an alleged figure of 16,700 homeless, which is probably up around the 22,000 mark.
Yeah.
Christ almighty.
Yeah.
It's gut wrenching, it's sickness, it's all those things all rolled into one. And we have to do something about it.
Well,
I don't
locally,
give a shit what it is, but
again,
we have to do something.
John, this is something that you could promote locally as well as that little protest, right? And it was done. Tom McDonald did it through Gavon Spaces. Remember during that after the storm,
Yes, I
they
remember that.
did a GoFundMe and they bought coal and fire. Again, locally, you can do that. You can identify the vulnerable people in your locality. Somebody's living on their own, and literally do a bit of local fundraising, buy a few bags of timber, and literally land them to the door. That's yours. It's the best we can do, but it's a couple of nights of warmth. If every person can do that, that's actually good work. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter about the politics or anything else like that. You've done something good. Local fundraisers, raise a bit of money, fill a van full of coal or whatever, but well, not that shite. Import coal from the north, because that shite we have down here is fucking muck and it doesn't fucking burn and it's crap. We want old-fashioned coal, not this EU zero carbon crap. Chop down trees. Go into the forest. You know what? Start going into the forestry and start cutting down trees. Pull out a couple of trees yourself. They take about 2 years to dry out. Do it now and fake them.
The family of woman who died after suffering 2 broken legs in care home urged people to visit loved ones. Mary Melody, 89, fell out of a wheelchair in the Clare Community Hospital, but was not brought to University Hospital Limerick until 2 days after the unwitnessed fall. The family of Mary Melody, who died after an unwitnessed incident at the Rahane Community Hospital, Tourmaganey, County Clare, has urged people to regularly visit loved ones in care and try to ensure their safety. Mrs. Melody was wheelchair bound. She fell out of the chair in an unwitnessed incident at the care home on July 3rd, 2021, and died 7 days later at University Hospital. God bless her. Miss Melody's son, Pat Melody, and her daughter, Moira Lenehan, both called on the HSE to ensure doctors are called whenever a person in care suffers a fall or injury. I thought that was the norm. I thought that's what used to have to happen. He also urged people to make regular checks on their loved ones in care. If you have a family, if you have family in care, for God's sake, go and visit them, because you just don't know what's going on after you walk out that door, said Pat Melody. Staff said they did not call a doctor after the alleged fall. Okay, so when they walked in and she was lying on the floor, did she fall out of it? Like, she fell out of it.
But she would have been had to have been lifted up. Do you realize what it's like to try and lift somebody that cannot support themselves? I know this myself. My mother had MS. Like, it is very difficult to lift somebody who, hasn't got the muscle strength to pull themselves up. Like, if you broke your legs, I'm sorry now, you are going to be in absolute agony.
Well, I worked in Piedmont Hospital for a good period of time with people who were crash victims and so on, and all that goes with that. And if anything ever happened to them, that they slipped or they fell out of bed, or whatever the case was, the first thing we were told to do was call for medical help. Before we actually touched them, before we tried to lift them or put a harness on them and lift them back into the bed or whatever the case was, call medical. Where's all that gone?
And they
Jesus
are
God, has
supposed
that
to
been-
contact the family when anything like that happens. Or even we'll say if your relative is sick or anything like that, because that's what was done with me. You know, anytime my mother was sick or anything like that, I was told.
Oh, it's I don't know what I don't know what we're I can't understand what we're living in at all. I just can't. It's
pain that
so
woman
hard
must
to
have-
it's so
I've
hard to
broken a leg.
stomach the whole thing, man.
But I've broken a leg. I know what it feels like. It's 2 days. I can't even bear to think about the pain that woman was in.
Yeah.
And I read as Paul was scrolling down there that they put it down to her osteoporosis or arthritis. God, the inhumanity of the care system, because it's filled with people who don't care. Care used to be a calling. It was a calling in life. You went into medicine, you went into nursing, you went into care because you were drawn to it. You know what I mean? Whereas now it's a clock in, clock out with. Look, there's no point lying about it. There's an awful lot of foreign nationals working in because they're cheap. They're cheap. It's as simple as that.
Cheap labor,
nursing homes aren't about care. They're about money. They're about profit. But again,
Well,
this
there's
is
still some very good people in nursing homes looking
of course
after,
it is.
but it's not enough.
Yeah. Of course, it's the same as
It's
we still
not
have.
enough.
There's still good doctors. There's still good nurses. There's still
course
good
we
in everything. But we have to take profit out of care. It's as simple as that. You
Yeah.
can't have both.
Exactly.
You
When
know?
money's involved, nothing ever good
Well,
comes out
for
of it.
somebody to do a care home nowadays, it's costing what, €1,000 a week? Is it maybe more, €1,200 a week?
1,200, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. 1,200 a week. If they just went away on a big Caribbean cruise, it wouldn't cost that much, you know?
I don't know.
People are
Country
asking
people,
there
yeah.
any word on the poor man fighting for his land against Bordamona. Liam, we haven't heard anything at all now this evening. Usually we would get a few messages in, but we
No, I haven't heard any
anything in.
update.
This just as a matter of fact, did anybody hear anything about somebody down in Tipperary? There was some sort of an altercation and somebody was set on fire.
I saw the story, and all I've heard is it was after a GA match. I don't know how much truth is in that, but that's the only message I've seen about it.
God almighty.
Yeah. So I'll just check the phone and see if there's anything else about it.
If anybody has anything sticking in here.
Yeah, throw it in there. If anyone has anything.
The Bordamona, I love your backdrop there, Paul. Where'd you get that?
That's the line. That's the line.
That's going to
Near
eat
the
you up
end
there,
of the
man.
show.
Yeah.
Going back to that Bordamona thing, that's crazy. That is just crazy what's happening down there.
Yeah, and that's the man's land. Like, it's
Do you
just
like that
shocking.
one, John? Do you like that one, John?
Yeah, that's better. That's yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that. We'll go with that. See my
Yeah,
flag
we'll
in the
go with that one.
background? You see the
Yeah,
flag in the background there?
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's my pride and joy. Anyway, no, that's crazy what's happening down there. And as far as from what I'm aware, that man that owns the land, I think he's in hospital, isn't he, at the moment? He's
Someone saying
not
there,
well.
it was apparently a drug dealer, Martin. I don't know how. Well, usually all of these things come back to drugs in any way, don't they?
I know better than to comment on that, given.
No comment.
Yeah.
No comment.
No
Say
comment.
nothing.
No
Say nothing.
comment.
Quiet, Martin.
Next topic,
Okay.
please.
But what I will say is, and I'm going to say it every single time I get the opportunity to be on air, drugs is a huge problem in our society. Drugs break men's spirit and turns them into weaklings. We need to eliminate drug use from society. I know you're never going to win the battle, but we need to do everything in our power not to normalize it or accept it, especially cocaine use, because that is the prevalent one that seems to have been accepted in society when it shouldn't be. And I know there's a lot more stuff coming in the fentanyl.
And it's in every town
other
and
things.
every village in this country.
Yeah, it needs to be removed. And again, locally, people need to band together and tell the local people that we're not accepting that behavior. take it elsewhere, and we'll push them all, push them out of the local communities. We'll eventually push them back into the cities, and eventually, hopefully, we'll push them out of society forever. You cannot be a good mom, you cannot be a good dad if you are on blow. It's as simple as that. Or if you're excessively smoking weed, or if you're excessively drinking. Okay, you just can't. So do better as humans.
The unfortunate thing is that so many people get so addicted to this stuff, and they go down that path, and it's a horrible path for them to go down. They need the support as well, and I'm not saying, but they do need support.
The programs there, they should be funded. It should be every single opportunity should be given to people to get out from under it, because you were trapped and you were captured. And look, drink is the same, weed is the same. I've wrote a policy called Grow Your Own. If I ever get into power or get anywhere close to it, I'll be pushing that for legalized weed. Grow your own, no profit to be made from it. If you want to grow your own little weed plant in the back garden, that's fine, that's grand. You're not allowed to sell it. Use it yourself, but that's it. That's the only thing that I would accept. And like I said, drink less.
As you said, the big problem is the amount of money that can be made of destroying people's lives.
Yeah.
That's what
your dealer doesn't care about you, just in case you think he does.
Yeah. Cares about the money.
Yeah. Exactly.
Anyway, folks, it's my birthday tomorrow. I just thought to tell you all it's my birthday tomorrow.
Happy birthday, John. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, John.
I'm 50 again.
Good stuff.
21 again.
So am I.
51 again. It's great to be able to repeat the old age.
Are you hitting you're hitting one with a 0, is it, or is one with a 1? Is it the one with the 0?
Sorry?
Are you hitting one with a 0?
No, Martin. I'd be reluctant to say any more.
I think you're hitting
you're
one with
right
a 0.
too, John. A gentleman never tells his age.
Correct. Thank you, Paul.
Unless you're Paul and you're 164 years old.
Yeah, you can also boys what you want. I don't really.
Well,
care.
you what I'll say to you is, John, you put a lot of younger men to shame. So
you do.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. No, look, I do what I do because I love what I do. No, I do what I do, and I love what I do. And if I can go out there like the rest of you here on this channel, if we can go out there and if we can empower people to do better for themselves and stand up for themselves, great. That's simple.
Lads, on that note, I'm going to drop you down. John, I'm going to drop you down. You can wait down there in the green room for a minute. We'll talk in a minute.
God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you.
you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming on, John.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, John.
Appreciate it.
Cheers, mate. Cheers. Martin, thank you very much as well. And it's been emotional with you too. I will talk to you in a few minutes. Orla, as always, you've shone through again. You're brilliant. Listen, I'll talk to you in a minute. Thanks very much for tonight, hon. Cheers. I'll drop you down. And there you have it, people. We're finished for the night now. And like I say, every night that we're finishing up here, the truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. You just let it loose and it will defend itself. Good night. God bless.